Hello, my friends. Hello. Welcome, crew. Welcome, citizens. My name is Peter, aka Commander Wacko. This is the Simstarr, and I am glad that you are here today. The Simstarr is my 1.5 thousand pound motion simulator, mostly built and modified by me, that we use to mostly play Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous is a simulator in the same vein as Microsoft Flight Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator, where the goal is to get as much immersion, as much accuracy as possible. So those games, other games I compare it to, have the advantage of reality, and we're a made-up system, but it's still in the same spirit. It's still do as much as the labor as possible to get up and flying and going, and that is what we're going to do today. It has been a crazy week. '07, by the way, crew. '07 Dragon Master, '07 Merkins, '07 Dizzy. Welcome, welcome. It has been a week since I've last been here. I had some adventures. I tried to do an endurance stream and it beat me up. Unfortunately, just a few days before, I'd gotten some laryngitis, thought I could push through it, could not, so ended up having to take the entire week off to be able to speak to you as I am now. And as you can see, I'm still a little bit gravelly. I'm still a little bit snotty, but I'm mostly okay. I think I can get through today's session. I'm the modern day Mr. Rogers or Captain Kangaroo. No, because I don't teach you science. I teach you science fiction. There's a difference. But welcome, Kai. Welcome. Aloha, my friend. Okay. So we have a lot to discuss. A lot happened in that week. I've actually made notes about it. There's a lot of in-game stuff to do, which I know most of you are like champing at the bit for, but I never like go into the details immediately. Because I feel like I'm just sitting on the bay, just like delaying the show. So what we're gonna do at the very first is we're gonna head back to my home base of Yama. It's only 2 jumps away, and we're gonna switch up ships. And I'll tell you a little bit about why I'm at Le Mans right now, as opposed to where we left off at our previous stream. So, oh, yeah, that's good enough. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll bring up this one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I've already got the course programmed in. This is just a nice little warm-up. I am not hearing the... there we go. I was going to say I'm not hearing the game, but I'm hearing it okay now. You guys let me know if the audio is mixed okay for you. You've been doing mass stacks for the past 2 days. I don't know what that means. What's a mass stack? All right. So, we are at Le Mans right now because when I decided to do that endurance stream, I thought it was going to take me about 17 hours at the most, 14 hours. I got to 14 to 17 hours and had to throw in the towel because I wasn't anywhere near. It was going to take me another 7 hours to finish it. I'm an old man. I wasn't ready for a 24-hour sprint. I also thought there might have been something going on with the sim. I got it sorted now, but I thought something might have been happening. And I wasn't able to like fly without it because that was giving me even more vertigo, being so tired and numb and stuff. So I left us at one of the waypoints. But it was bothering me that there was a community goal here that I had planned to get on Monday that gave us another cargo container. And I decided, you know what, screw it. Even though I was sick, if I wasn't talking, it was fine. So I jumped onto the sim by myself, just in the dark, no stage lights. And I did the like 78 jumps back to civilization so I could turn in 1 ton of titanium so I could qualify for the community goal. And guys, I got a screenshot of it. I posted it up on the Discord. I did it with 43 minutes to spare. Whoa! My chair just gave out on me. That's another thing we're going to talk about. I've had some interesting things happen to me during the week with repairs. But anyway, I got back and I turned in that 1 ton of titanium necessary for the community goal with only 43 minutes left on the community goal. I pushed that to the absolute last second.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
And let's get away from here, if we can. There we go. Ah, massacre stacking is what you were doing. That made something else to me and my friends.
Frameshift drive.
You go to a civil unrest system and you cure. You find a pirate signal, and you get 2.5 million credits each. Okay. So you're committing some atrocities. More than one person's doing that this week. That's nice. Enjoy all your assassinations. The money's negligible, but you're doing it for the fun? Okay.
This star we are heading to is scoopable.
You're also trying to tweak the BGS a little bit. That's good.
We have arrived at our
Okay, so we are
target
now at Yama. And yeah, I made it back just barely. Sick, tired. This was actually almost a week after I had done that stream. So that's how long it took me to recover. So we're not going to do that again anytime soon. Welcome, Ellen Jameson. Welcome. You're just pulling into Yama. We're going to switch up our vehicle for some Raxxla research. And I know you guys are going to have questions on it. You guys want to know, but we got to warm up. We got to get comfortable first. Welcome, Good at Game 0707. So the other thing to talk about, I don't want to put it all at once and bombard you with stuff, but there's going to be a lot of me explaining stuff, probably like 50%. Oh, speaking of percentages, just when I booted up, you would think that with a week to recover, that I would have come out here and done some maintenance, and I only did like an hour's worth of maintenance, and I did it wrong. So the Simstarr is not in its best shape today. You saw when I pulled back, I flung backwards in my chair because I made some tweaks to the chair, and now it's cockeyed. I doubt you can see it, but I'm actually sitting almost side saddle. I'm sitting in, well, let me do it this way. I'm sitting in this direction like this. I got to fix it, but I'm not going to fix it on camera. It turns out that the reason it was so out of sorts was because I hadn't tightened one set of bolts that hold the chair to the frame. I hadn't tightened them because they're a little bit hard to get to, and I must have forgotten. And while we were flying around in the 17-hour stream, as I was flying around, it slowly moved it. And then I've tightened them all down, but I've obviously done it at a little better angle. I thought I had fixed it, but evidently not. Oh man, your quadrant got bumped from controlling your home system since you were out for, because you were out for so long with Distant Worlds 3. Yeah. Well, that's good lore, man. That's good fun. You got to go back and reclaim your position. Who controls Bartertown?
Station fact is available.
The cat's eating a lizard in the bedroom. Looks like a crime scene. Oh my. You think you got a working prototype for your local AI data forensics rig? Okay. You know AI is a sensitive topic, right? You might be setting things off here in the chat. Okay, so the other thing that is not my fault, as in I didn't break it in maintenance, but it was broken, was my tertiary computer. That's this computer up here that you guys see
at 12 o'clock at the back
up at the top.
Slot with green lights to your right.
That computer wasn't booting up properly. It actually did that when I did my Le Mans run, but I'd forgotten about it. So I go to boot everything up today, and it was offline, and I was scrambling for like an hour trying to get it to boot up. I tried to use my emergency backup old laptop, and it's locking up for completely unrelated reasons. While I was trying to fix that, I broke other things. I had to do a full reboot like 4 times. That's why we do the run up 2 hours early after a week-long hiatus. And then I remembered that once it did do this once a couple of months ago, and then started working on its own. My plan originally was to do a quick swap out with my wife's computer, just pull her computer out, swap the drive, and boot it up. But then when I took the cover off of it, I kind of whacked it, and it booted up. My point being that, talking about percentages, this screen right here, this one, may lock up on us as we move around today. I say it's about 65% chance that we're going to lose our tertiary screen, which today would be a problem because it is a major part of my Raxxla research that we're doing today. Some of you guys might recognize this flowchart, but this is what we're going to use as our main source today. So we got to make sure this computer works. So that you may see me try to troubleshoot live on screen. You have 56 merc left out of your 400 merc massacre stack. Okay. When my friends say they're going on a mass stack, they mean something else altogether. Welcome, Raven December. Welcome. You could just call me Commander Wacko, man. You don't got to use my full name. It's all good. What am I doing here? Oh yes, support. We're just giving a little money to Acres. We don't want to lose our position in the background simulation, all right? So we're going to give them a couple of million. Which, by the way, I'm almost to $1 billion. I guess turning in that light tonnage I did was enough to give me quite a bit of payout. So we got to make sure we got to keep those numbers low. All right. So we're refueled. Let's go into the advanced maintenance. Let's paint this poor thing. Repairs, structural elements, and paints. There we go. Ship integrity is back. Paintwork's back. But you don't want to put it away after doing literally 200,000 light years in one go. We don't want to put it away like that. Okay. And let's switch our ship out. We're going to go for the Kestrel today. It's smaller and more maneuverable. We're not going to be doing any combat that I know of. But just in case there's a gnat flying around my face.
We're aboard your unnamed Kestrel.
You should introduce me to the hexagon. Well, hexagon's our bestagon, so I'm down.
Range for this ship is 34.43
You broke 3.5 billion today. Yeah, I try to keep it below $1 billion. I have a power fantasy of not being a billionaire and giving my money to charity. Oh, actually, no, not even charity. We're going to call it Nakano King taxes. Why not? It's my power fantasy. I can do what I want. Okay, guys. So let's see. I told you about that I'm feeling better. I got laryngitis from the dog and finally shook it. Sometimes I get a little bit of coffee, but it's fine. Today's tea is once again Twinnings Earl Grey, by the way. Oh, in my Simstarr tumbler, which is available now. Why not? If you want to buy some merch, I do have a Simstarr tumbler available for you. I have so few ships. Yeah, I like to keep the ships tight too. You know, my own life is kind of like that, where I have like one thing that I like, and I don't like having a whole bunch of stuff. I'm a one take kind of guy as well. Did you guys want it? Did you guys care about that? Hold on. Let's go look at the ships. There are 10 stored ships. This is almost everything. If it's ship stored elsewhere, that's kind of rare. I've got my Kestrel Mark II. I've got a Vulture called the Simcar. This is what I use to, if I'm doing something I know is going to just be dropping off my SRV, I use this one. I've got a Python. That's what I use for the Thargoid War. I've got a Mandalay, an Asp Explorer, a Corsair, a Caspian Explorer, a Type 11, a Panther, a Type 10, which we can actually get rid of. Let's switch to it real quick. Let's see if it's got anything rare on it. We'll sell it.
We're aboard Hallstar, your Type 10 Defender. The maximum jump range...
Well, welcome, Ron Quire. He's from Montreal. He says, howdy. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, you just realized you would hate your billionaire character because you would resent them. Well, you've got the wrong idea about what's going on. If you're envious of them, then you seriously got the wrong idea about the whole point of the power fantasy of this. All right, let's see here. Let's yeah, we don't need any of this anymore. Optional journal. The thing I want to see is, do I have any pre-engineered cargo racks in here, which I might. Doesn't look like I do. Nothing looks like it's engineered. Should be able to engineer your bay. That would be cool. Okay. If there's a better way to check than to switching to that machine and checking its computer, I don't know what it is.
We're aboard your unnamed Kestrel Mark II.
Okay. So we are going to the shipyard, and we are going to sell that Type 10 because we don't need that anymore. Anytime we do hauling, we do the we use the Panther Clipper now, so we do not need this Type 10. We just need better billionaires. Yeah, that's what we need. We need to give them more money, see, and then everything will work out. One of the leaders of the Dark Wheel Squadron have a theory with decent evidence that there is a hexagon built into the galaxy map using points of interest. Maybe. I haven't looked into it. You may be right. We'll look at my Raxxla research in a second, and I'll get you guys caught up what I'm talking about. Okay, so you're not envious. You would want to make your character not a billionaire. Ellen, just so we're clear, you can actually do that. I'm not saying you should change your gameplay at all. I'm saying that I go into the mission board, and I go to support, and I give millions of dollars to every station I go to. Not only does it help my power play, not only does it help my reputation, but it keeps me under $1 billion. So that's why I do it that way. And you could do it too. There's no reason to have all that money, so you can actually get rid of it.
You fight a good fight.
Okay. Well, yesterday's millionaires didn't need to be a thing either. How about that guy? All right. So we are on that ship. Did I actually sell it? I don't think I did. Hold on. Boy, I am delaying this big reveal, aren't I? Why am I on the Hall Star again? Didn't I switch? I wasn't paying attention. I was talking about billionaires and I got distracted. There we
Aboard
go.
your unnamed Kestrel Mark II. The maximum
There are
range
some
of
advantages
the ship
to
is
doing the
34.43
donations.
light years.
Oh, that's what it was. I selected it instead of sold it. So if we come down to the hauler, I hardly ever sell these ships. We want to sell this storage ship. No. Yes. Current ship is yes. Confirm. And that's going to bake me over $1 billion, isn't it? Hold on. It does. I'm a billionaire now, damn it. I'm going to have to get rid of some of that money. Just keep buying fleet carriers until you're not a billionaire. Can you have more than one fleet carrier? I didn't know that. But you could start doing the donations, though. I don't have a fleet carrier because I never bothered to save up the money to get one. I didn't know you could have more than one fleet carrier. That's crazy. All right, guys. Okay. It is time to talk about Raxxla. For you guys that are new, that are not familiar, Raxxla is the Atlantis of the Elite Dangerous universe. By that, I mean it's a mythical thing that people have been searching for since the game began, all the way back in the original Elite in the 80s. It started with a book called The Dark Wheel. That book is not canon now, but mainly that book is not canon because they talk about people working with and looking directly at Thargoids, using Thargoids in their own battles. They have a whole bunch of different aliens, and this went the Battlestar route, where there's basically humans, ancients, and one alien race. That's what Elite Dangerous decided to do, which is the third or fourth installment in this game. So that's what makes the Dark Wheel not canon. But it's relevant and worth reading because the people who made this game are fans of the Dark Wheel. They just can't say that these events happened. And they didn't bother to take that character and pull him out and say the things that could be canonized were canonized. But in that book, they were using Raxxla as a password in order to prove that he had what it takes. His dad said, go to this old man and tell him Raxxla. Do you understand Raxxla? And that got him the beginnings of being inducted into the Dark Wheel. The Dark Wheel is a real organization. They do canonically exist. And they run around and they look for high tech and they look for the most elite people. It's kind of like the Pilots Federation, really, but it's like a secret one. The Corvette is your favorite ship? That's good. You want your elite character to be aligned with your morals, so you're liking this charity thing? That's cool. Oh, sorry, I am getting distracted by the chat. 4 days of having to carry it fueled up plus a load of fuel cargo made real admiral yesterday. It's all happening fast. Maybe one day I'll get a fleet carrier. We're going to talk about this. Remind me about colonization. I was talking to Gentle Berserker about it yesterday. We have a plan that you guys might be interested in. Anyway, back to Raxxla. So I'm starting with the Dark Wheel. I read the book recently. It was actually read to me by the guys that do Galnet News. That was cool of them. I think it was Gentle Berserker or it was Crispies. I'm not sure which. Showed me this, which is, I've never seen a flowchart like this before. It's something called Coggle, and it's an interesting way to break out ideas. And we're going to use this to test a couple of theories. That's what Raxxla research is about. I have a theory. I don't have the best way of explaining that theory to you. So I'm going to do my best to walk you through my weird thoughts to get you guys on board with what I'm doing. All right. So we know what Raxxla is now. It is a mysterious thing that everybody's looking for. It's first mentioned in the Dark Wheel. It's been mentioned in the games other times, and then it was mentioned in the game itself. So let's go there. Let's look at that first. Okay, we're going to be sitting here for a minute, guys. All right, so this is a codex where we can look at our stats, the galaxy stats, the pilot's handbook, which tells you everything that's kind of basically known, and then the knowledge base. And we go to the knowledge base, we get information on all the major powers: Empire, Federation, Alliance, and Independent for the humans, Thargoids and Guardians for the aliens. This will break down and tell you about each one. This will tell you about corporations, about Colonia, and then generational ships and Aegis. These were all added early on in the game. As the game was developing, they started adding new things to the codex. And one of the things they added was the Dark Wheel and Raxxla. Why did they do that? We're going to look at it on the chart, but for some reason, the makers of the game decided to add the Dark Wheel and Raxxla. Oh, they're out there, all right. I've never met them, but I know they're out there. Think about how well known the stories are. Think about how easy it would be for some 2-bit band of hucksters to pass themselves off as the Dark Wheel and start trading on their reputation. That's actually happened canonically. It doesn't happen, does it? Not for long, anyway. Whenever someone tries to usurp the Dark Wheel name, sooner or later they get quietly shut down. And that's how I know Felicity Farseer. The Dark Wheel is a name given to the legendary group of adventurers, explorers, investigators, and treasure hunters, the existence of which is so lacking in corroborative evidence that it is generally considered a myth. The group is often mentioned in connection with the equally unsubstantiated Raxxla. Those who believe in the existence of the Dark Wheel consider it to be a continuous and clandestine organization, operating since the very earliest days of interstellar travel. According to lore, only a handful of the bravest and most competent pilots of each generation are honored with an invitation to join the group. It is futile to attempt to contact the Dark Wheel on one's own. It is always that they who initiate contact, initially in disguise, revealing their true identity only once a sustainable test of courage or skill has been discreetly administered or passed. Opposing theories assert that new members are selected on the basis of lineage, with existing members covertly training their children and revealing the fact of their membership only when the child is ready. Conversely, some members are believed to go to great lengths to prevent their children from ever becoming involved, since the group's secrets are dangerous. According to self-professed Dark Wheel expert Lita Crane, a conspiracy theorist and people's journalist who has painstakingly assembled an archive of relevant data, the original group is based in a disguised starport orbiting the 8th moon of an unknown gas giant. The 8th moon of an unknown gas giant. The station is Torrid, hence wheel, and operated with a minimal power output so as to avoid detection and hence dark. Crane believes that this starport was still in use and is only means where a genuine Dark Wheel can verify its identity, which inductees can examine the records and artifacts preserved there, thus satisfying themselves that the group has indeed been operating for centuries. No such starport has ever been found, however, and rival experts have accused Crane of forging her evidence in order to maintain the revenue of her billions of followers. Over the years, many people have claimed that the members of the Dark Wheel to have identified some or all of the group members and have discovered the group's location. But the contrary nature of these claims suggests that most of them, if not all, are untrue. In 3300, a group of identifying themselves as the Dark Wheel emerged in the Chantera Desra system, which is not accessible to pilots of lower than elite rank. It is not apparent if the group is legitimate descendant of the original Dark Wheel, or reconstruction, or merely an opportunistic imitator. Okay, let me get back to the chat. Let's see what you guys been saying. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second, Liverpool. I don't want to read it now because we're going to get to that. Sadly, it's been too long since you've flown it. Lots of lasers, you recall. I didn't see what ship you guys were talking about. Yes, Raxxla Potato Hunt documented the all 8 moons of all systems within 200 light years of Sol. We're going to get to that too. Triton in orbit around Neptune is mysteriously permit locked and cannot be landed on. It's also Neptune's 8th moon. Well, that's a good clue, but lots of things are locked down when they shouldn't be on Earth. Earth is a bit of a tourist attraction for the galaxy, and they're very protective about who can land on it. You should read that short story. If you look up the Dark Wheel, if you go to the Dark Wheel wiki, So to type in the Dark Wheel Elite Dangerous, bring up the Elite Dangerous wiki. There is a link to the YouTube where it's read in audio by the guys at the Gaunet. Or, I mean, you could just read the book, but who reads books? Okay, guys. So this is the first thing. The Dark Wheel is one of the clues, and we know this. It's interesting that they mention it here. What did they said? One like the second paragraph. The Dark Wheel is a name given to the explorers and the group's often mention connection to Raxxla. It said that there is no evidence at all, but we are going to be using. Oh yes, now it's time to talk about that. Actually, I am using mundane theory. That's something I've coined myself. Mundane theory states that Raxxla is a real body inside of the game Elite Dangerous. It was placed there manually by one of the devs. And we're going to get into when and how I think they chose it. But they chose a random planet, and they made Raxxla a place that you could find in the 500 billion stars that are available in this game. Mundane theory. It has to be in the game. It has to be discoverable. It was placed by a dev, almost has a joke, and it's grown so big, and that dev might not even be there anymore. We're going to go through the evidence of that. But I only accept evidence to mundane theory personally. I'm only working on the meta, not the lore. So I only use the lore when it helps me understand the meta. You understand what I'm saying? So for example, it said that there were no clues available, but there are. There are two. The codex in the game has Dark Wheel and Raxxla listed. That means the developers definitely know what it is, definitely have a plan, have definitely put it in here for us to read. This is just true. You can't say that Raxxla isn't real because it's in the game. It's already in the game, right? Something Bill Turner, some interactions and premonition. Need to read the book. We're gonna get back to that book in a second. We're gonna go through this. This is gonna be a lot of standing here talking to you guys, more than normal. Less flying, more actual dusty book research. Okay, so we're gonna go through this little by little. Okay, so Felicity Farseer specifically says that the Dark Wheel gets secretly shut down, right? But then fans manage to coax the Dark Wheel out of a permit locked system. Should we start looking at this? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so the inside of this flow chart, yeah, let's look at the Dark Wheel. Okay, so this is the codec entry I just read to you guys. Oh. There we go. Okay, so that's the entire codex right here. I just read that to you guys. So we're good there. Okay. There is a non-player faction based on the Shatera Desra named the Dark Wheel. Hold on. I'm still learning how to use this flowchart. This is really neat the way that they've set this up. Okay, the Tourist Beacon 2050, Shara Desra AB2H. Officially, the Pirates Federation is apolitical. Actually, instead of reading this, we're going to go there. That's what this is about. That's what today's adventure is about. There are several things I want to see with my own eyes, and this is definitely one of them. Oh, you know what? No, we'll read it right now. Officially, the Pilots Federation is apolitical. As an organization, it does not interfere with the internal workings of systems or factions. However, this official stance is a misnomer. The Pilots Federation wields considerable power through the web of political context, as well as the application of the bounty system and control over the ship's station and embedded systems. It also uses a lot of its soft power by providing pilot safety support throughout human space. There's also known cliques with the Pilot Federation. The Dark Wheel is probably the most famous, that have their own agendas. Officially, these are discouraged, but in the organization so large, they are tolerated as long as they don't overstep the mark. Okay, so the Pilots Federation in the game, no, outside of the game, the meta version of the Pilots Federation is another word for the developers of the game. The Pilots Federation decides if someone can land on a planet or not. That's the game developers in universe saying, we decide you can't land on this planet. But in universe, the idea is that they're an organization that has hardwired certain parts of the guidance computer that make space travel safer for everyone. It's why they just mentioned the bounty system. So with the reason that if you kill somebody, everybody in the galaxy magically knows it. It's because the Pilots Federation's monitoring computer sent it out. Canonically, the pilots that are players are members of the Pilots Federation. They're the only members of the Pilots Federation. Other NPCs are not. They are not part of the Pilots Federation. The reason that you got selected is that they saw some qualities in you that they liked, and they decided to give you a Sidewinder for free. That's how you start in the game, with a free Sidewinder provided to you by the Pilots Federation because they believed in you. See where we're going with this? Are you aware of The Massacre by Kit Williams? It's a book that likely inspired Raxxla. It was full of clues that eventually led to the real golden rabbit brooch she had made and buried. No, but we'll come back to that. You think Raxxla is a time travel device? That's a possibility. It's an oscillation overthruster? Well, an oscillation overthruster is just a flux capacitor that goes to the 8th dimension instead of the 4th. I definitely believe that Buckaroo Banzai and Doc Brown were associates. It was Buckaroo Banzai that encouraged Doc Brown not to join a science group and to do it on his own. I need to start wearing a space cardigan. And it's a beautiful day in the simulator. Running over noobs in a space crater, laying down remote mines. Yeah, I could do that. I do watch a lot of Rory Alexander, so he is an inspiration for me. Also, a book released the same year as Masquerade. The alien world uses the word Raxxla. It talks about the Raxxlians. The book is the same person under a pen name, the writer of The Dark Wheel. Okay. Pilots Federation actually is just a fourth superpower. Yeah, that's true. Again, we're doing mundane theory. We're doing a lot of meta reading of these interpretations. The Pilots Federation is another name for the player and the game makers. That's why they have such a supreme authority. That's why the October Consortium could lock you out because of the Pilots Federation lockout. It's absolute. And in order to get them to release it, they had to request it from the Pilots Federation. That's how that happened. Yeah, the Pilots Federation is the most powerful thing in the galaxy. More powerful than the Guardians and the Thargoids for sure. All right, so we've got the Dark Wheel, which this actually admits when we go today. That's one of the places we're going to go today to go look at it ourselves. Is the Taurus Beacon 0250, and we're going to see these words for ourselves. We're going to head out there in a second. Actually, this is a good place to break off. But let's finish reading the rest of the timeline, branching thing here. Okay. Because they just said in that beacon that the Dark Wheel is some kind of offshoot. I hate Section 31, but it's a good example. There are Section 31 of the Pilots Federation, is what they're saying in that readout. Exploration quests that used to be given out by a faction. Requirements: allied with the Dark Wheel, elite explorer, elite combat, or trade, depending on which one you would want. Okay, so this I found really interesting. I did not know about this at all. But at one point, when you reached elite, you could actually do a mission from the Dark Wheel that would tell you to go off and look for things. You were literally looking for Raxxla. A quest no longer appears in the game. Be confirmed no longer be in the game. Also known as gameplay rumors. Okay. There is a screenshot. I just don't see it. But anyway, they used to give you missions. The Dark Wheel did, and the fans of the game were actually the ones that said, "Hey, let's get the Dark Wheel to expand." So the reason you see the Dark Wheel all over the place now is because they were expanded due to player actions. So far, we've established that the Pilots Federation is the in-universe version of the developers, and we work with the Pilots Federation. We've established that the Dark Wheel is a spinoff of the Pilots Federation, right? And we've got a place to go look for ourselves to get some in-game clues. So even though I've read it off to you, we're going to go there right now because we got to fly in our flying simulation game, right? Okay, we want to go to where they're rumored to be, which is... Yep, there it is. Shinrata Zaria. This is a place I've been before. I don't think I've ever read this thing, though. I know I've been here before because I have the galaxy. I'm sorry, I have the local map already. So it was AB2H. Oh my. This is AB3. Okay, this is AB2 and AB2 EFG H. That is where it is telling us to go, which is this moon. Oh, the 8th moon. I see. Yeah, it's the 8th moon of this star. Okay, I get where they're going with this. All right, so we're going to backtrack. Oh, yeah, that's another thing that's important for today's adventure. Take your mind back to 2012, 2013, 2014. This is when the game was launched. We are going all the way back to when I suspect they put it in the game, and we're going to be using that logic about the tools they had, what they were using at the time, and I'm going to test a few theories about how I think Raxxla will pop up when we find it. Okay. Even if you figure out Raxxla, there's likely nothing there yet until the devs build it. Yes, but we're going to get to that as well. There's so much to talk about today. That's where you get 10% off all modules. Oh, is it? Jameson Memorial is here? Okay. Yeah, I'm playing in our own instance, so we won't have to deal with any players. You would head there yourself, but you're 200 light years away, part of different worlds, I bet. Yeah, I have hit elite status. Okay. I knew that name sounded familiar. All right, so we're headed there now. But I've never been to the 8th moon at this place. All right, so again, we are winding back the clock. We are going back to a time when the game was about to be released. There was a lot of buzz, but it was local buzz. It was a small group of dedicated fans. The game had not been fully released yet. Oh, I'm in a Kestrel. Nice. Very zippy drafts. We've got 3 jumps total. That's not bad. I love the idea that Hello Greta said, whoa, you got a whole cockpit set up? How much does something like that cost, man? I love the idea that he's been watching me go on and on about Raxxla for like 10 minutes. And then suddenly I go, well, let's fly there. And all of a sudden my chair starts moving around. And he's like, what? I wasn't here for this. I love that. You're 55,000 light years away. And the Northern Nebula, that's far away.
And the subsequent 2 stars are all scoopable.
No, I have it. Oh, yeah, combat badge. I don't have elite combat yet, but I'll get it. All right, so what I think they did on a physical, this is what Raxxla is. I think they went through and they selected a planet to and just called it Raxxla. And then I think they dropped some kind of beacon in the system. I think they did this not randomly, but by eye. I think they went into the galaxy map, chose a place, selected it, and that's it. That's Raxxla. I think that they were inspired by the book. This is why Ellen, I was skipping over some of the other clues. I think one of the developers read The Dark Wheel and maybe those other books and was inspired by, but is not beholden to that information. Something I meant to mention when we were reading the Dark Wheel list.
We're now 1 jump from Shinrata Desra.
We'll do it right now, actually. We're 1 jump away from it. This is a safe place to be. Okay, let's go back inside of the game. So this is as canonical as you can get. It's in the game right now. Go to the Dark Wheel. I told you guys when I read the Dark Wheel, the reason that it's non-canonical is that it makes mentions of all these different kinds of aliens, and it's got the Thargoids completely different and things like that. All of that stuff, right? But I said that they would probably pull out the Raxxla stuff as canon if it ever came up. I didn't realize it because I hadn't read this, or at least if I did, I didn't make the connection to the book. All the things we're talking about here are specific plot points from the Dark Wheel story. The Dark Wheel story was released with the original Elite. You bought Elite and you got a book, and you read a book to get you kind of in the mood for what they were doing. This was not uncommon. I bought several games in the 80s myself that came with novels to help you build the graphics in your mind. But yeah, it specifically talks about how it's handed down to from father to son. That's in here, about how you can earn it, about how you have to do daring do to even talk to them, how they come to you in disguise. All of that is plot points from the Dark Wheel book. So that means that whoever placed Raxxla in the game read that book and liked it and put it in based on that game. But I'm going to assume he did that by memory. This word is overused now, but the vibe of the book is what he was going for when he placed Raxxla in the game. You just got here, click because you saw the thumbnail.
Jump initiated. Heading to Shinra.
I have I listened to the book in audio format. It was pretty good.
This star we are heading to is scoopable.
Okay, now we have pre-programmed the actual 8th moon of the unnamed
Places of interest filed under ship discount.
planet that we're headed to right now. So we're going to head over to there. And there is going to be a nav beacon that has a clue. And I'm going to assume, I didn't know I was going to be able to do this today, but I'm going to assume that this is the home of the Dark Wheel because the game makers put it in. Why would they do that if that wasn't what it was? They don't generally put in red herrings into the game.
Welcome to Roger Desert. Come on.
You bought one recently along with the original cassette of the game. Nice.
Seems memorialized.
I'm not a big collector of vintage equipment. I'm a digital collector of it. But friend of the channel, Admin, the Techno Mage, is, and he's got a lot of that cool stuff. First time you caught me live? Well, welcome. You should dive deeper into the lore. Well, we're diving deeper into the lore right now. We're diving into the lore for the meta reasons. So when we go to this nav beacon and we read it, that's going to confirm for me. That's going to lock into my mind. It's my theory. I can use whatever evidence I want. That this is the home of the Dark Wheel. I know I just said that, but I'm just making it clear. This is the home of the Dark Wheel because the developers don't put red herrings in. They only put in stuff that they want you to assume is real. A good example of that is when you go to the mission board and they give you a mission to go kill a guy. It's always a guy going, hey, this dude's bad news, with no cooperating evidence at all. Because the game goes, trust me, bro, everything we tell you is true is like one of the fundamental game aspects. So we're going to say that this is it. We found the Dark Wheel, which I did not expect to find today. You like to eat too much, not collect it? Yeah, that's true. You know, that's true. I should probably have a small. I should, at some point, I should play the original games on the stream. It'd be cool if I could hook them up to telemetry, but even if I can't, we'll hook up the original games. I played them in the 80s and did not like them for the same reasons I like them today. I didn't understand the same complaint everybody makes. I enjoyed flying and landing on a new alien world, but I didn't understand why I did it. And that's basically what everybody complains about. All right, so this is the 8th moon on an we're going to look at that again. Hold on, actually, I can do it from here. Okay. Wheels, name given to a legendary group of explorers. We're going to scan this planet as well. Pilots Federation influence. Okay. Come to a full stop. There's a lot of information, and I'm not the best at doing this. Thank you, Nibbler. Don't forget to click like, you guys. That does help the channel grow. I'm getting, every time I mention Raxxla, I get more of you guys here. Clicking like will send it out. Hey, don't try to get my goat. Yeah, there you go.
I am the goat, but so is Project Simstarr.
So that's my goat, Nibbler. That's who just sent you the remind to like. And what Merkins just did was try to get my goat. But I've enlisted my goat. He's part of the crew. You can't get my goat. But I wrote a 1 in 50 chance that he can actually get got. So for you guys that are new, if you become a channel member, you get a once every 15-minute chance to try to get my goat. You can also get a RollTheRed assigned to you. RollTheRed is programmed for treats and walks and pets, and is programmed to be your buddy. And he's a different animal each time. So these are things that you can do as part of the virtual crew program. I'm working on getting another virtual crew member for you, but I have been busy. Okay, it was talking. Where did it talk about its location? Remember selected bases. It was a circle of grain. Okay, there it is. Okay, the original group was based in a disused starport orbiting the 8th moon of an unnamed gas giant. The station was turret, hence wheel, and operated in a minimal power output to avoid detection, hence dark. Okay, now we know what the deal with that is. Let's scan this planet real quick. How many? 4 probes? We can do it in 2 then. Well, you guys should become channel members, and then you could try to get my goat. Regular civilians can't. Oh, man. You've actually got me a good idea, Vinny. He posted a goat emoji. I need to make a goat emoji one of the ways to activate the get goat. You just pop a goat emoji in there, and it will get your goat. Oh, that's totally a thing I need to do. I can do that today. If somebody's part of my Discord, could you put that in after action report for me? I don't know why I didn't think of that before. We were using it before this.
Complete.
Okay,
6
so we
human
have
signals detected on body AB2H.
6 human signals. Let's go. Nope, that's not what we want. Navigation. Irregular markers, minor wreckage, Violence Federation influence. That's what we're looking for. Is it on the surface? Surely not, right? Yeah, I don't have any disposable income either, man. I feel you.
Orbital flight engaged.
Interesting. Okay, so they put it on the ground. And again, from the developer's point of view,
Approaching body AB2H.
this was put in during the SRV times. The SRV was added in 2018, and the game came out in 2014. If I recall correctly, it could have been sooner. Maybe it was 2016. So they would have put this this beacon here to be discoverable by the SRV. And that's another point that I'm trying to make today that I've not yet done. That the game makers put Raxxla in a couple of years after the game came out. I've been saying every time I've done a trip to Raxxla, I've done a search for it, I've been suggesting that they put it in before the game was released. So in 2012, 2013, they put it in as a joke and then told everybody that it was in there. But I have reason to believe now that they put it in 2016 or 2018. We're going to go back to that. We're going to go back to the flowchart, and we're going to take a look and see. Hello, Grant. You must be new, my friend. I have built this with almost no money at all. I built it by trading and building it out of scraps. My available balance in my bank account, well, I just got paid, was $9.75, my friend. I am quite destitute, and I built the simulator anyway. That is the point of what's happening here. Okay, so we're scanning it. What's going on here? What? Okay, well, we've scanned it. Tour Spot 2050. Officially, the Pilots Federation is an apolitical as an organization and does not interfere with the internal workings of systems or factions. However, this official stance is a misnomer. The Pilots Federation, interesting that they made it say PF, wields considerable power through its web of political contacts as the application of the bounty system control of the ship stations. It also uses a lot of soft power by providing pilot safety support throughout human space. There's also known cliques in the Pilots Federation, the Dark Wheel, it's probably the most famous, that have their own agendas. Officially, these are discouraged, but in an organization so large, they are tolerated as long as they don't overstep the mark. Okay. Well, we're going to land as well.
gear deployed.
Sorry, Control.
Coming down nice and easy. No, as far as I know, this information cannot be data mined. Sorry, I meant to come down and let the flight assist land for me, but you heard the crunch. It decided that this was not terrain at the very last second. Traditionally, turning off flight assist brings you down nice and gentle. There we go.
have touched down. Commander, our first landing on this body.
Data mining is poor sportsmanship among the elite science community. That's true. I'm not interested in data mining myself, but I do believe that if it could be data mined, it would have been data mined already. So I do not believe the information we need is in there. I'll try to remember to come back to that in a second. Okay, so the way that Elite Dangerous works is it has a database of 400 billion stars, and inside of there, up to 200 planets per star. And that data is only accessed when a player loads it for the first time. So it exists, but it exists in a non... It exists in a way that's not accessed by the game until you're looking at it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to handle all the stars. The point being, the reason that's relevant now is that even if you did data mine, you'd have to data mine the solar system that it's in. And if we knew what solar system it was in, we wouldn't need to data mine it. You get it? That information's not available any other way. Hello, Sparky Tech Corner. Welcome, welcome. You're going to head out in the Caspian and go look for Raxxla for a while? I would argue it's not even server side. What we're talking about is, let's ignore Raxxla altogether. Let's just say, let's bring up the galaxy map real quick. All right, so these are all the stars, right? And yeah, let's go to Wacko's World as the example. Okay. Having a little trouble doing that though. Okay. Maybe it's because I'm at an angle in my chair. Hold on. Oh, I think it was because I was at an angle in my chair. That's funny. All right. Systems. Okay, Wacko's World. That's where we're headed to right now. This is a system I've named after myself in my own database and nothing more. It did not exist. Oops. Didn't mean to set a course to it. See how many jumps away it is. $406 jumps in my Kestrel right now. We're not going to be doing that.
Setting course for Bayer Euro, LE-O B34-2. We will reach our destination in 406 jumps.
So the reason that I came here just now is that this system has 2 stars and it has 88 bodies in it, or is it 84? I can't remember now. I went out, I discovered this on my own and said, oh, that was neat. And we spent a stream or two going and scanning every single moon and planet and everything that was here. I bring it up now because this system, although it was on the server side and was accessible, was not accessed by the server or any human being ever until I went into that system. I went in, it loaded up. It did not randomly acquire this information. These 88 star systems were already there, but nobody knew about it until I showed up. Then it was added to the database on Elite side. Then it was part of the server at that point and not before. You see what I'm saying here? So let's say this place did have Raxxla in it. Let's say this moon right here was just somebody went in, one of the developers went in, renamed that Raxxla, did something else, which we'll come back to, and left again. That would be on the server side, but nobody would be able to search for it and find it until somebody had come across. No, actually, if they did it manually in the database, like I think they did, they just manually typed it in, then it would still be the same. that nobody would know about it until they came here and found it. So that's why that's relevant. That's why I'm doing mundane theory. And that's why data mining wouldn't work. Now, I've actually come here in the SRV because I wonder if this was an SRV target at one point. Why do I always have this problem? There we go. Is there anything to data scan here? Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Okay, so what coming over here was relevant. It was a good idea. This was put in almost certainly before the SRV system, because if it was the SRV, if this was an SRV target, the thing I would need would be up here, and it's not. It's down there. So this was planted manually by somebody in the development team because they wanted this to be the dark wheel. And since they didn't want to create a station, for whatever reason they didn't want to do that, they put in this beacon to let you guys know you're on the right track. Oh, I don't have my system up. It's more data mining the assets and such. It's easier to look for it if we know what exactly we're looking for. That's a whole Panther clean name. Oh, yeah, that's true. You can data mine things that they're working on. That's true. But you'd have to know what you were looking for. There's not going to be an asset named Raxxla. Just like there's not an asset named, I don't know, Sigma 49, right? There's not an asset named that. That's the name it's assigned from the database. So even if you were on the database side, you need to be deep inside of Elite in order to, deep inside of Frontier Developments in order to data mine it. But even if I could, I wouldn't want to. I just want to work this out. I'm just doing it on a meta level instead of a lore level. Okay, back on the ship. This was not a place to do from SRV, so we've learned a lot today. Let's take a look locally and see if there's any stations. There's no secret stations around this place, right? Right? Surely not. Now, if there was a station, it would be listed. Okay. And what I'm looking for isn't here. Like, we went specifically to find that nav beacon, and it's not on this map. Okay. There's a hotel, an industrial silo, and a construction site. Oh, yeah, here's a big one. Newman Camp. I don't think it's worth going there, but we might go to Newman Camp anyway, because I don't want to be on the side of this alien world. Let's go into contacts, navigation. We've got some irregular markers, some minor wreckage, irregular markers. Let's go check them out. Let's just make sure. Maybe some of these irregular markers or wreckage is an old space station that's low power that was running stealth and crashed into the planet. That's a real possibility. I mean, somebody would have discovered that by now. But, hey man, let's go look. Yeah, that's... Sorry, I've adjusted my theory to agree with you. What is it? Awokify? I do agree with you. This is not an SRV target. This was meant to be scanned by a ship, so that means it's pre-SRV. So the dark wheel was put in early on in the game, probably in the first year or two of the game. Whoops. Accidentally deselected my irregular markers. There we go. So we got to go 1,000,000 kilometers on the other side of the planet. I don't think they put that much thought into it. I'm going on the assumptions that they've made a puzzle very, very easy, but very difficult to actually find because the galaxy is super large. Oh, something we should also mention is I am assuming that Raxxla is findable. I do not believe it's under a permit-locked planet. I know a lot of people do, but if it was under a permit-locked system, then it would not be findable. And we're going to take a look at the flowchart about the devs talking about exactly that. Still a little bit far out. Now these are automatically assigned. These almost certainly don't mean anything, but we'll go check them out real quick. But again, to kind of put it back into context, we're looking for things before on foot, before SRV, before even landing on planets was a thing. That's what we're looking for. Because you could have scanned that from your ship, which is what I did. And that's early content, when flying around was its main goal. You're right. We couldn't get to planet surfaces before the SRV existed. So this has to be, you're right, this has to be SRV. This has to be Horizons, right? If it wasn't, we wouldn't be able to scan it. You're right. We're going to take a look at the depth side in just a second. I'm going to go land, after I scan and see whatever this is, after this one, I'm going to go to that big landing port. The big orange one are the original pre-colonization landing ports. I'm going to go land there, and then we'll take some more time working with the flowchart. So glad you guys have joined me today. Happy Memorial Day to you. Let's remember all the fallen that have protected us. I'm a veteran myself, but we have a different day for that. Boy, I don't see anything. Maybe it's on the other side of this hill. Anybody see any irregular markers? There it is. What is that?
Warning, you have entered a trespass zone. Trespass zone.
Oh, well, now I'm intrigued.
Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, I was just waiting for my landing gears to deploy. Is that Guardian tech?
We have touched down, Commander. Our second landing on this body.
Interesting. These were on the surface of the planet with a crashed Thargoid ship. There's a crashed Thargoid ship here? I've never seen a crashed Thargoid ship. That's not content I've ever indulged in. That sounds cool. So the plot thickens, doesn't it?
Under attack. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
I was hoping to get him with my missiles. There we go.
Target destroyed.
Oh, that's satisfying.
Warning, you have entered a trespass zone.
All right, so what is this? This is human, right? Ah, canisters of gold. Okay. I thought these might have been obelisks from the...
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Okay. Oh, an occupied escape pod. What the heck is this? All right. I only have room in this SRV for two things, so
Ship dismissed.
let's dismiss the ship and call it back. I think I spent 1/3 of my life in this game. 1/3 asleep, 1/3 with your girlfriend, 1/3 of the game. Well, you know, I spent a dedicated amount of time in this game, but I would say that it's not.
Ship recalled.
I would say that it's not 1/3 because I only play the game most of the time when I'm on stream with you guys. Okay, so this was probably some kind of pirate stash that we've gotten into. Oh, it landed right back where it was. That wasn't much closer at all.
Trespass zone cleared.
Well, we're gonna drop off this loot and then we're going to go get that escape pod, and then we're going to bail. I can't see my own buttons very well. There we go. Stop. I know I can load them all manually, but I prefer not to. You have to get the sensor fragments from the crashed Thargoid ship to unlock engineers. You probably did it as an engineer in Caspia. I went to to get all that stuff. I went to actual. No, I didn't do Thargoid stuff. I've done only. Yeah, I've done only the Guardian stuff, not the Thargoid stuff. I've never done any Thargoid lookup. None of my stuff is engineered with Thargoid tech for sure. Powered engines. Let's get this done quickly.
Warning, you have entered a trespass zone. Cargo scoop deployed.
Canister, occupied escape pod. Nerve agents.
Cargo port at maximum capacity.
And then this is... And that was gold, right?
Preparing for your return, Commander.
Okay. We're not going to... Yeah, we're not going to bother to get this last...
Trespass zone cleared.
It's just platinum. We're not going to bother. We're going to instead just head off and then take a look at the flowchart again. Go. Parking brake. Okay.
Cargo scoop retracted.
All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to bounce over to this other station, because my thinking is this. That beacon was put in when being able to approach planetary surfaces was introduced. And these were the only stations where that was possible. There's no on-foot stuff with a Raxxla search. It's going to be completely... horizons and below.
Landing gear retracted.
So we're going to take off here. We're going to go land over there. And then I'm going to take a look at the flowchart again. And we're going to look at the dev side that we have not even looked at on stream yet.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I'm glad I decided to bring the more maneuverable Kestrel for this. As much as I like the Caspian, this is a little bit nicer. Should be just beyond the horizon. I added some new butt kickers recently, by the way, guys. They are, I've got 3 of them now. One for left, one for right, one for base. And the base one is an official butt kicker product. And it is right now rumbling the hell out of my chair. You can see it in the back here. It's this red thing right here. I placed it there so it would show up on camera. How much do I move around in combat? Quite a bit. You burned your hot dog buns. That's no good. Oh, yeah, I guess it is a traditional barbecue day, isn't it? The other day, while I was doing deliveries, I went to a restaurant, and the entire parking lot was full with a block party. There was a DJ, there was dancing, there was drinking. They even had cowboys and horses out there. And I had to call into the delivery app and let them know that they weren't going to be able to complete the order because they were too busy. And that's generally from other countries that do that service. So when I called them up, I asked them what Cinco de Mayo is. They're like, do you know what Cinco de Mayo is? And they're like, no, what is that? It's like, oh, it's a big American holiday where we drink and dance. Anyway, this is a Mexican restaurant, and they were too busy. And luckily, she believed me, because sometimes they ask for proof. I'm like, what, do you want me to take a picture of the horse? The Raxxla system is locked and hidden since decolonization. I do not believe you. I do not believe that is the case. Did I not select the place? I must not have. Hold on. Let me bring up this local map again. Did I unselect it or something? Because I'm not seeing it now. Yeah, okay, I didn't select it. That's why I can't find it. It's forever just beyond the horizon. I think it'll pop up in a second. If not, we'll pull back and we'll try again. Horses for breakfast? Man, it's noon. It's time for lunch. Ah, there's Newman Camp. Finally. I think we're gonna navigate the whole globe before we get to it. All right. Pull a million monkeys off that. There we go. So you think the Raxxla system has been locked down since colonization, so since just last year? Why do you think that's Simfuriator? Is that what your name is? Why do you think that's the case? There are two people that have been there. We went back to it 3 months ago. It is gone. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Come. You had me intrigued. You had me intrigued, but you just said you've been to Raxxla. You've been to Raxxla. And then you went and you looked and now it's not there? Okay. So what evidence do you have? What screenshots do you have of that? That you've been there twice? Right. Yeah, man. I am not as doubtful as others. I'm not as doubtful as others, but I'm glad that you know where Raxxla is, and that you won't tell us where it is. It's fun. Yeah. No. Yeah, I've been to Raxxla 4 times, so that's how I know you're not being serious. And I happen to have the keys, so nothing could lock me out. Yo, go look up Darkster post from 17. No. I'm not gonna go look up post. Bro, I'm all for you talking about your theories, but that doesn't fit in a mundane theory at all. Why don't I look up Trust You, Bro? No, I'm not gonna look up Trust Me, Bro post.
Gordon Alex, Sierra, India, Mike. It's good to have you.
But what we are gonna look up,
docking request before landing.
oh, you should have done 20. You should have stopped at 20 with a dodecahedron. I believe Raxxla is a place, and the friends are just friends.
No fire zone entered.
Access granted. Clear to land at Docking Bay 03.
Docking Bay 03, Sarah India Mike. Is this place round?
Commander.
It is. So they said a low-powered deke station on the 8th planet. And this is a kind of station. Is this wheel dark, perhaps?
We have you.
Let's seriously take another look at what it said and see if we've actually come to the home of the dark wheel. Because I believe at this point, before we started today's stream, I would have thought that completely preposterous. But now I think it's completely likely. And I'm going to go through the info and see if we found the home. Boy, I just cannot land. There we
This is
go.
our first visit to the station, Commander.
Newman Camp. Okay.
Docking successful.
Is there any
Engaging docking
information?
restraints. We're pleased to have
Any
you,
station
Commander.
information? Places. Marks. System history. One sec, guys. I'm not going to look at it right now, I don't think. Because I don't see it here. Local search place of interest. Okay, there we go. So there's definitely not a... yeah, there's definitely not a station fact here. Otherwise, it would have said so. All right. Yes, VR 24/7. I'm back and feeling much better. Although my voice is still a little damaged. Yeah, the Kestrel 2 is a good station. All right. I could be going off and making some money. I'll probably do that after the stream today. Go off and make some deliveries. Local services. Just like we were talking before, I accidentally got over $1 billion. So let's try to take some of that heat off and give as much of it to these guys as we can. No, they won't take any money. That's unfortunate. All right, let's look at all the missions. Nothing's going to come up weird, but let's just take a look. Turn on report delivery. Yeah, I didn't think so. Nothing here that we wouldn't expect to find. Okay, so now we shall return to our Raxxla system. All right, so when we were looking at the nav beacon said, it's just talking about the Pilots Federation. Organizations so large are tolerated. Okay, so it's just talking about the Dark Wheel, which again, in Elite Dangerous, they don't send you red herrings, so they put this in here. Are we friends in the game? I have no idea.
Requesting docking clearance. Control.
But Simstarr is what it is in the game. So, all right. So we were talking about the location. Initiative. Past. Okay. According to the self-professed Dark Wheel experts, the original group was based in a disused starport orbiting the 8th moon. Okay, so it actually says orbiting. The 8th moon of an unnamed gas giant. The station was torrid, hence wheel, and the operation with minimal power output as to avoid detection since dark. I think, even though that's what that says, I think we might be at the Dark Wheel right now. And why is that important? The Dark Wheel uses Raxxla, for sure uses Raxxla as one of their keys to initiation. 07, Darkster 07. All right, so now we're going to look at the other side of this, which I found really, really interesting. The rumors, not so much. The Dark Wheel or Raxxla is an... Oh, right. That's why I was surprised to see this. Okay, so the Dark Wheel or Raxxla is an LFT 509 due to the system being permit locked, currently unobtainable, and having an unnamed gas giant with 8 moons. LFT 509 system. Map is obtained during the glitch time you could buy maps from carriers. So we actually went through that recently with HIP 87621, which has the radicolia, the alien plant on it. People were able to access the system map via the carrier glitch, and that gave them information. So that's why I was surprised to see something that makes me believe we're at the Dark Wheel right now. You need to put some armor on your Caspian? I need a, since there's a sale, an ARC sale on cosmetics, I need to buy some cosmetics. You're in Raxxla now? Oh man, Sim's not going to like that. Bruce Greedo once said on the stream the location of Raxxla is cut out his microphone. That's a rumor. After... Yeah, I actually looked into this. So he said where it was. He went, Raxxla is what he did. And then people read his lips and he was like, it's, I'm not going to tell you what it is when he turned off his microphone. Bruce Wagner knows where Raxxla is. Drew was excommunicated with FDev after the Simone incident. Drew would have an NDA on many things and would not be able to talk about the truth of Raxxla without having legal consequences. Now, I actually followed the Drew Wagner thing. I knew about this for a while. I wouldn't say he was excommunicated, though. Okay, so Drew Wagner wrote some books during the Kickstarter to get Elite Dangerous made. He did a Kickstarter of his own to get enough money to get a license to write some books, and he did. And they really liked him at FDev, and he went to a bunch of functions, and he's talked to them. And he probably even put the Raxxla idea in their head, because they're Raxxla fans, and he's like, you should put Raxxla in the game. And I believe they did. I do not believe that Drew knows where it is, but I believe that Drew knows that it's in the game. I've come to the same conclusion that he has for the same reasons. The only difference is he had the dev tell him that it's in the game. That's where I think it is. Okay. So now we're going to go into definitely false. Raxxla has been found. FDev would have announced if it had been confirmed. I agree. A player has visited the system of Raxxla and honked and then left. 2 content creators claimed that Michael Brooks said this in a closed Q&A session. It was not recorded in any way during LaveCon. A commander has been to the system Raxxla is in, but has only honked and jumped away. Then there's a chat hyperlink. Let me look at it. Oh, yeah, you're not seeing my screen anymore. Sorry about that. Okay, so here was his response. I don't remember saying that anyone had said been to Raxxla, but beyond that, I can't really comment. Okay, so he's saying that he doesn't remember saying that. He doesn't think anybody's been to Raxxla. That's how I read it, but he's not going to give you any clues. And we're not going to dwell on, but we're going to look at the developers saying anything about Raxxla. Usually the rabbit hole that goes down when the devs talk about Raxxla is it's them trying to tell you not to come to them for help. That's generally what the devs are trying to say whenever they're talking about Raxxla. So I'm not going to milk them for a lot of content because all they're trying to say is leave us alone about it. Raxxla does not exist. That's a false rumor. If Raxxla did not exist in the game, it would be help for false advertisement. I don't think I'd go that far. But if Raxxla did not exist, if Raxxla was not in the game, I would have to push really, really hard on it being in the codex because FDev does not lie. What I mean by that is that every mission they give you, you take at face value. Everything they say is automatically assumed to be the truth. There is no lies posted in Elite Dangerous. That would be unprecedented for them to do that. It's just against their entire game design. Here are some clips where the games have said it does exist, and we're going to look at those real quick. We probably won't look at the clips, but we can. Let's see here. Michael Brooks quote, "Well, it's in the Milky Way, but I can't tell you where it is yet at this stage. It's a journey everyone has to travel for themselves." Yeah, that's the. So that's a quote that he said. And then there's a link I can provide where he says it, but we're not going to look at it right now because I've already watched it, and that's just all he said. When asked why, and here the wheel, don't have Raxxla and the link. Okay. Dave Braben saying it. Okay, so Dr. K. Dr. K was interesting. They do a lot of painting. I'm going to go to that one, actually. That one sounds fun. So you can see her painting. And let me turn on audio so we can hear it. Go. Oh, it's muted on her on that end.
Wanted me to do something regarding Raxxla from Elite Dangerous, the video game. Unfortunately, due to what that is, the folks around it, I was advised not to go down that route because it could be seen as clues from an ex-dev of this is what it is and start arguments and forums and whatnot, and could blow up into something silly as it sounds.
Okay, so I'm posting that link actually because that's what I was saying before, which I find kind of interesting. All she's saying is that she was going to paint Raxxla, as in the book The Dark Wheel. It's described a little bit, and they told her not to because anything she does, being an ex-dev, has done artwork for them in the past, anything she does will be seen as a crew to Raxxla. So she was told not to do it, which is ironic because her telling this story about how she's not going to do that is a clue to where Raxxla may be in the freaking codex. I love it. I do not believe that it's permit locked today. If it was permit locked, I believe we would know about it. Okay. Now, this clue is what really made me decide to do an entire episode looking into it. The Raxxla codec entry was not originally in the game. It was added after confirmation of Raxxla in-game by Michael Brooks and David Braben during the 3.3 expansion, December 11th, 2018. It was added to a system name was changed from Pleiades Sector IR-W D1-55, which is now known as Delphi. Now, that is not a clue to Raxxla, but it is a good test bed. There is no master list of permit lock systems. There are permit lock systems in the game in a specific spot, which a lot of people believe Raxxla is inside, but I do not. There are places that are definitely locked off because they are Thargoid territory, and they have not created the gameplay for the entire Thargoid sector of space to be available to us. I do believe they will do it eventually. And the fun thing is I think they're going to wait till colonization gets really big and then unlock the Thargoids. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, the Thargoids are locked off. Certain Guardian places are locked off. Places they think might be interesting in the future are locked off. For example, HIP 86721 was just a blank system, a random system. Like I just showed you Wacko's World. It was like that. But they decided that that was the place for the next gameplay thing. So when they put the Rhodochondria in the game, that's the one they chose to do it, and they unlocked it, and now everybody can get to it. That's what those lock stage systems are for. Raxxla is not part of that. If Raxxla was locked off, they would have said so. Raxxla is in the game, has a regular body. It was added in 2018 because they said, why not? 500 million stars. We'll put one system in there that's hard to find. People will be looking for it for years. It'll be great. I believe in 2018, when they did this, December 11th, 2018, so 2 years once the game was made, I believe they put it in the game, has a discoverable thing, and just no one has discovered it yet. And the thing that I'm interested in doing today, the thing I'm actually excited about, is right here, right there, Delphi. Delphi was changed from Pleiades Sector to Delphi in the same update that Raxxla was done. I do not believe that Delphi has anything to do with Raxxla, but it is the work they were doing at the time. So if Raxxla's in the game like I assume, no red herrings, I don't believe so. If Raxxla is in this game like I think it is, let me pull it out of context to give you an idea. Let's say that Raxxla is a human colony that was created when Odyssey came out. They made an on-foot colony, okay? They would have used all the tools available to them in 2020 when Odyssey came out. Nothing of colonization would have had anything to do with it. It would have been only the ones available then, right? So we know that they would have used the tools available to them in the December update when they went through and they said, okay, we're going to change the name of this and this and this. That's probably also when they changed the name to Beagle Point, right? When they decided they were going to go in and change the names of certain places, they went in and they changed a thing to Raxxla as well. And when they did that, they made it look like Delphi because that's the technology and the mindset they were in at the time. So hear me out, guys. If we go to Delphi right now, right? If we go to Delphi right now, I believe we will find a navigation beacon, not to Raxxla, but a navigation beacon with information as to why they changed it to Delphi. I believe that if we find Raxxla, when somebody eventually does, when they find it, one of the indications that it's in that system will be a navigation beacon that's detectable as soon as you enter the system. That's what I think. And I think if we go to Delphi, I'll be able to prove that theory correct. If I go to Delphi and there's something in that system that was put in 2018, that will tell me that the mindset, it was on the list of things they did at the time. Get where I'm going with this? So they made a bunch of changes to a bunch of systems. We know they made the Raxxla insert during that time. So we're going to want to look for a system. That's the wording. Let me try this again. We are looking for a system that's going to look like Delphi does today. It's going to be a system with some planets in it, something interesting in it, and not a nav beacon, but a different kind of beacon that's discoverable when you hawk. That's what I think. Nibbler is correct, guys. Don't forget to click like. Let's set a course for Delphi and see if I'm right. because I believe in the mundane theory of Raxxla that it was put in manually without much thought, and that they'll figure out what to do with it later. That's what I strongly believe. But I also believe they would have put in a clue of some kind in order for us to find it. And I believe they did that with a regular-ass beacon. I'm going to go to Delphi right now and see if it follows that same path. I saw you say that already, Darkstar. I'm not interested in you finding Raxxla in 2018. I want to find Raxxla in 2026. So anything that you say before that is irrelevant. Okay. You guys following what I'm saying? You getting where I'm going with this? You feeling the energy?
UAV when ready.
Let's go!
Frameshift drive charging.
This goat is staying put.
3,
Gentle Berserker,
1.
Nibbler coming in and reminding you guys to click like because it helps with my engagement is not an indication for you to try to get my goat. Just because Nibbler talks doesn't mean you should try to get him.
Frameshift drive.
But you should try to get a rope pet so everybody sees what a rope pet is. Okay.
4, 3.
Jump initiated. Heading to Alpha 2.
Taking a look at the flow chart as we go. Final beacon?
This star we are jumping to is a white dwarf. We can supercharge our FSD here, but extreme caution is needed. It is not scoopable, and neither are the subsequent 2 stars in our route.
And we do need to scoop to it there. We're going to be doing...
We are now 12 jumps from Delphi.
Oh, you got a seagull today.
You will have
I
to
hope you have
supercharge
bridge tries.
or use FSD injection to make the next jump of 44.38 light years.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Now, I believe that Raxxla is in the deeper space. I don't believe that Raxxla is anywhere near the bubble, personally. But I've got to put myself in the mindset of where they were in 2018, because now I know that's when they were installed. Originally, I was looking for 2012. You were saying that you would help search, but your main system is 2K from the bubble. I think it's out there, way out there.
3.
Now jumping to LP658.
12 jumps for you, but it's 6 jumps to Delphi. Yeah, I'm not using my best ship. I gotta be honest, I wanted something maneuverable and something that would give me more jumps in between each one. Honestly, because,
It is not scoopable.
you know, just looking at a flowchart in my motion simulator stream, it's kind of boring. So there should be moments where I'm flying around.
Or use FSD injection to make the next jump of 40.90 light years.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
There we go. And away, here we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yes, Darkstar, I know your opinion, my friend. I do not agree with you. What's the Kestrel range?
Jumping to LHS 60.
Something along 20 light years. I do not believe that Raxxla is permit locked. I just don't believe you.
This star we are jumping to is a white dwarf. We can supercharge our FSD here, but extreme.
Yeah, man, you're a Dark Wheel member trying to get us off the path. You saw that we're headed to Delphi, and you're like, oh man, he may be onto something. That's what's happening. Quick, everybody spam him that it's not real.
Supercharge here, or use FSD injection to make the
Warning.
next jump of
Frameshift drive
48.72.
operating beyond safety limits.
There is a potential for core dynamic
Frameshift
composites
drive
or proprietary
supercharged.
composites in this system. Commander.
When they launched the game and the jump range was 7 light years, that is something to consider. However, during that same time, we had people going off to Rendezvous Point. So it's not uncalled for to assume that they would go into the larger parts of the galaxy. People were already jumping out of it. When was Colonia established? That's what we're talking about.
3, 2, 1.
Transitioned to which space? Heading to NLT.
Oh, yeah, no problem, GB.
619. Our next star is scoopable, as are the subsequent 9 stars in our route.
They knew that they were expanding the jump range in 2018. If they hadn't already done so, they knew they were going to. I've been playing the game since 2014, and I was doing Guardian jumps around that time, so they knew it was a problem. And if it takes 500 or 1,000 jumps to get out to Raxxla, what is it to the game? It's all about exploration anyway. Yeah, the book came out with the original game, and it's only an influence on this game. It's only an influence on what they think Raxxla might be, and they haven't even decided what Raxxla is. They've just put something in the game called Raxxla, and if anybody finds it, I do believe that they're going to take it and pull it into the community goal that's happening at the moment. Yeah, that was for him. Let's see. We've got 9 jumps remaining. We're going to refuel because there's something else I want to show you today. I've got a long list of things. I went to MomoCon. Oops, that's the wrong link. Hold on. I went to MomoCon on Saturday and had a whole of a heckin' good time. Me and Gabby, we've been to MomoCon many, many times, but COVID had knocked out our desire to go to conventions. We've been to 1 or 2 since COVID, but not really. This is our return. 2026 is our return to civilization. So I was like, you know what? Why not be that nerd? I went ahead and wore my uniform. I wasn't a guest, but I made myself a promotional thing anyway. Why not? And decided to head off to MomoCon for a day. Now, the reason I was there is, you guys know I like simulation, I like immersion, I'm into that stuff. And I'm very much into VTubing technology. And so I just made a beeline. We got there, finally parked, went down, and the first thing I did was go to the VTuber area. And I was super impressed. MomoCon has done a great job giving love to VTubers. So the first thing I did, I was just walking by and somebody said, "Hey, you want to talk to Ray Levy?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So this is the first VTuber I spoke to. We were able to get a selfie together. Isn't that neat? They could see me, man. The latency was perfect. They were life-size. It was cool. You guys might remember I was working on the emergency convention hologram. So it's an avatar that talks to you. This is the same technology, but it's a real person. Freaking great. I learned to be ungovernable. No gods, no masters, you guys. Do not lean, and I leaned. And then I got to be honest, the real reason I was there was to meet Pumpkin Potion. I was the first person in line. I was overly enthusiastic. I totally geeked out, and she was super cool about it. So thank you to Pumpkin Potion for spending some time. And I do apologize for popping up in color. Hold on, I fixed it later. This is the one I should have posted and I should be showing you. I went ahead and I did it in color. I'm sorry, in black and white, as it was meant to be. Almost done showing you guys a slideshow of my vacation. Hold on. After a while, after I met Pumpkin Potions, I took off the uniform because it was freaking hot. I put on one of my branded shirts. You can get this shirt yourself from the merch store. Check it out, fourthwall.com. Okay, and one last thing I found is a discovery. I did not actually realize this was a thing, and I'm actually pretty excited about it, was that MomoCon has a huge streamer zone too. Just like their VTuber area, their streamer zone is freaking large. I don't see any reason why I won't be approved. So next year, I'm going to go and do at least one session directly from the MomoCon show floor. So that's my MomoCon visit and my future plans. Oh, I forgot to put the video in there. Oh, that's okay.
Looks like we have a pilot on tape.
I hung out here too long. I'm getting interdicted. Hold on. Right above the star. It's the Dark Wheel. They're here to stop me from finding Raxxla. They know I'm on to them. Actually, this is probably one of you guys because he's taking forever. Actually, how do I know that one of you guys isn't the Dark Wheel? Right? I don't actually know that, so. We're getting out of here. Either way. You guys are talking about profile pictures?
4, 3, 2.
Enemy space. Mikado Kane is friend to all.
Transitioned to which space? Heading to hip.
Welcome, Merle Puffington. It's going well. I showed pictures from my vacation. We haven't found Raxxla yet, but we did find the Dark Wheel. And the Dark Wheel's trying to stop me from finding Raxxla, so we know we're on the right track. We're currently flying our Kestrel Mark II to a system called Delphi to test a theory. Man, I joined Gentle Berserker's live stream last night, and the station that he's at, his home station, freaking loves that guy.
Frameshift drive charging.
He showed up and they were like, "Oh, Gentle Berserker, welcome. Full military honors, gentlemen. The sushi bar is open. Come back anytime. Don't leave. We love you." As he went to his station. My station doesn't praise me all that much. My station goes, "Oh, we're glad you're here," but they don't go that crazy. Let me click this button here. Beacon poem. What beacon poem are they talking about?
System scan complete.
Give me a second. I'm looking at something I'm not showing you guys because I'm curious. Michael Book Tour. What is that? I'll ask you guys about it and see what you guys say once we finish the Delphi investigation.
Fuel scooping.
Yeah, we're headed to Delphi. Now, the reason that we're headed to Delphi for guys that just got here is that it was updated to become Delphi from what it was originally in December of 2018. It was done that way to celebrate Elite's 2-year anniversary. They added a whole bunch of new content and a whole bunch of new lore stuff. That is when we have confirmed that they added Raxxla to the game. Locked down or not, one way or another, they added Raxxla to the game during that time. Now, I believe, if you agree with me or not, I believe that Raxxla is obtainable. It's searchable. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in the game. If it's under permanent locked, it's not in the game. And I believe that they've set up a system that allows you to know that you found it when you found it. So when you're doing a Raxxla
We have
search,
6 jumps left to go.
let's assume instead of a Raxxla search, we're doing a Delphi search. I believe that when we get to Delphi, we're going to get a radio signal identifier to let us know that we have found Delphi. And I believe that we can use that as a dummy experiment for the potential to find Raxxla.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yes, I did. Evidently, his comms officer left the mic open and said, "What does this guy want now?" Where is this flowchart found? It's called coggle.it. And the easiest way for me to link it to you, this is not an engagement request. If you go to my server, I have a Raxxla channel. It's at the top of the Raxxla channel. If Gentle Berserker would like, he can copy the link and paste it here for you guys, but my hands are full. I'm not able to do that. So that link is the closest I can get you to it. You could join, click the link and leave if you want. Or, again, Gentle Berserker has access and can click the link in the chat. It's a fascinating read. I should have set it up so you guys could get to it.
Frameshift drive charging.
There's a hackable maintenance panel on the only other thing in that system. Okay, let's take a look. How many jumps do we have remaining? We've got 5 jumps and we'll be there.
Jumping to
Yeah, I just don't have a link available. Again, it'll probably pop up in a little bit. Welcome to all you Raxxla hunters. I hope my approach has not been disappointing to you. I know it can be a little dull to look at the paperwork, but I hope that when I said I am sincerely doing some research today, that I am meeting the expectation that I promised you. I hope you guys are enjoying my search, not for Raxxla, but for the evidence, the cracks in the game.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
When I search for Raxxla, when I have a idea of where it is and I go searching for it, which I do from time to time, I always open the FSS and I look for a radio signal.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And I'm kicking myself because I found a radio signal and I didn't look into it before I began my Raxxla search. So who the hell knows?
This star we are heading to is scoopable, as are the subsequent 3 stars in our route.
I apologize to you guys that were hoping I could finish the Distant Worlds race. I just don't think I have the numbers for it. Unless I did a stream every day this week and did it like 6-hour chunks, I don't think I could do it. And as you can tell, my voice is still messed up. It's probably not a good idea. But I know that you guys like it when streamers succeed. I'm gonna have to try some other time when I'm well enough. Like 2 months from now, I'll have to try.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm out of drink. I need to switch up. Check out the Raxxla. I saw you posted a screenshot. I'll bite. Let's see what you got. That is not Discord.
Warning, very low fuel reserves. Now at 3.4%.
I'm at 3.4% gas, guys. I gotta refuel again. I had no idea. I can't see my gas gauge because the mic's in the way. Hi there, what you miss? We went and we found what I believe to be the home of the Dark Wheel, actually. I think we found where it is because of the clues that FDev gave us. And now we're headed over to test another system. We do not expect to find Raxxla in that system, but we do expect to find the framework Raxxla would be built on in the system. But we've got to stop and we've got to refuel first. So I'm going to take a look at... I'm going to take a look at, not Motion Talk, at Raxxla. And... Oh, you're in Delphi now. Well, that's not... that's a spoiler, not a hint. We'll take a look. We'll take a look. The Raxxla search is actually going really well. I'm really happy with how we're doing. We've got 2 jumps. We can make those 2 jumps. Let's go. Let's keep going. They're both scoopable, so we're good. I know they're scoopable, by the way, because of Icarus Terminal. I'm blocking it a little bit, but Icarus Terminal shows us what stars are coming up, if they're scoopable, if they've been discovered. Your entire route is listed here. So I freaking love this program. I recommend it if you don't have it already. Oh, good. The Caspian fits in the secret tunnel. That's good.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Initiated. Heading to Pleiades sector, Rho-QB5-2. This star we are jumping to is scoopable.
We're going to assume, if they've called it Delphi, there's going to be some stations coming up. Actually, I can look that up in advance. Yeah, there's some stations. So we're going to hit up a local station in Delphi, and then I'm going to jump off the star, take a quick 2-3 minute break, grab myself a new drink, and I'll come back to it.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, you feel like Raxxla is in the dead center of the permit locked region. There is a large sphere of permit locked stations. I believe that is simply the live testing ground of FDev. One of them is for them to do live testing. One of them is the Thargoid, one of them is the Guardian, and then there's a bunch of miscellaneous ones for them to have fun with later. I do not believe that Raxxla itself is permit locked. I do not believe that permit locked counts as it's in the game and searchable. I do not believe that they would have put in the clues they have and put in the codex they have if they permit locked it. I think if they did permit lock it, they would have told us. I really honestly believe that. FDev just has a rule, does not put in red herrings, does not lead us astray on such things. Oh yeah, let's open the FSS. We're at Delphi now. Concentrated signal sources. There's 6 of them. See if we can find some. There are 14 things total. Okay. We will do this after. Okay, we are going to head over to this Coriolis station real quick.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Is Raxxla outside the bubble? I believe that Raxxla is outside the bubble. I believe that Raxxla was randomly picked by a developer early on, randomly updated a planet or a moon to say Raxxla. I believe it's a place no one's ever been to before. Not even the developer, because they set it up in the back end. They set it up in the spreadsheet. They didn't actually go there. And I believe that they added a beacon that will let us know that we're in the right system. As they were saying that we're talking 2014, 2018 with big jumps were unheard of. I don't think that bothered them. I think they put it somewhere in deep space, and I think they were like, fine, do 2,000 jumps. It's going to take however long it takes. That's what I think they did. There is no evidence to support what you're saying, that he said it was back at the start accessible. Well, I can get anywhere in the galaxy in a Sidewinder. So if you mean if that's what you mean by start accessible, I could absolutely, I can go to Beagle Point in a Sidewinder. But there's no evidence that I know. You're not a mod, GB? Oh, did I take your mod powers away because I was testing something and then didn't give it back to you? There you go. You're a mod again.
Core Dynamics Sierra India Mike. Welcome to this independent station, Commander. Please fly safely during arrival and departure.
I believe personally that Raxxla is a planet. Possibly a moon, but a planet-sized moon. And so I've created my own Raxxla, which is the graphic on the wait screen.
This station is by authorization only.
Oh, gotta back up. Not bad. I thought I had called it in. Sorry. Sorry, Donner's Ark.
Scan
Access
detected.
denied.
There we go.
Authorized. Set down on landing pad 1-4.
Landing pad 1-4 at full speed. Sierra India Mike.
Landing pad 14 is situated at 9 o'clock at the back when you enter with green lights to your right.
Light
Whoa!
deployed.
Remind me to tell you the story of the kid that did that to me recently in a parking lot.
This is our first
Down.
visit to this station, Commander.
What infractions? I don't see any infractions.
Contact. Commence system shutdown.
Attacks. Okay. Do you think there's anything to the ship carrying one of every rare good theory? I don't know it, and I'm gonna automatically say no. I don't think that's the case. Hey, I have a bounty voucher. There we go. Mission board. Remember, we try to spread our money around. We've got to dump $224 million on somebody. Selling that ship made me a billionaire. It's not what I wanted to do. Go, mission board. Okay, good. Gentle Berserker has linked over to the flowchart that I've been looking at this whole time.
Incoming message.
No, I made you a mod, GinGB. You just didn't notice. I distinctly remember unmodding you when we ran the test to make sure that Nibbler still worked. I took you out as a mod. I didn't put you back in. You've had that ability for a while. Do you think we need to be leveled up to elite status? No. I believe you can find it without being elite. I do believe they had a plan that you have to be... We know this is confirmed. You had to be elite in at least one area to get a mission in that area in order to go look for Raxxla. They would say, hey, go to this system. But that was all randomly assigned stuff. Just like when you go in, you find passengers. Passengers are randomly assigned. Some of those passengers want to go look for Raxxla is basically the idea. Except that there's no passenger. They would just say, hey, go to this system and come back. Let us know if Raxxla's there. That was necessary to be elite to unlock, but other than that, I don't think so. All right, guys. I'm going to take a break. Just a few minutes. Need to get myself a new drink. When we get back, we will look at the flowchart again, and I will take a look at the Delphi system because I haven't properly looked at it yet. I make animated thumbnails for my streams. It's just a thing I enjoy doing. I've gotten kind of good at them. Today is all about... in fact, I have it loaded here, don't I? Okay, so today's has the version of Raxxla that I made myself. That's the planet I actually call Raxxla.movie. And then I'm using the flowchart in the background to move around. I don't know. I just like this animated link, so I hope you like them too. Discuss your Raxxla theories below. I'll be right back.
Welcome back, Commander Wacko. Initializing pre-flight protocols. Welcome back, Commander Wacko. Initializing pre-flight protocols. And I return.
See, I should have read what you guys said at first. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about the link right now. Again, if you need it, you can hit up the Discord. You can find it there. I decided to go for one of these energy drinks. It's a Mountain Dew Kickstart. I had too many of these when I tried to do that Distant Worlds 3 run. But I actually haven't had much caffeine since. Okay. Donna Shark. Okay, so we were looking at the local map to see what's here. Nothing unusual. A couple of cool stations. The Oracle. Of course, the Oracle at Delphi. Why would you not have that? Donner's Ark. I don't recognize that reference, but that's okay. And we are going to launch, and we're going to go into the outer solar system. And we are going to track everything with the FSS system, with the radar. Go. Another thing that we need to do today, guys. I've gotten to the part of editing my live streams where I've gotten the equipment. Oh, I'm going to run right into that one. Hey, I managed to miss it. Nice. Gotta love the cast being small size.
Landing gear retracted.
Anyway, I've gotten to the point where I've gotten the gear from Elgato. And I describe what all that gear from Elgato is and what it does. And then I switched from the old microphone to the new microphone, all proud of myself. But I had those settings wrong. But for like 3 streams, everything is blown out and sounds terrible. So I can't say, thanks, Elgato, and then make their equipment look and sound terrible. So I need to record today. I need to record another thing where I review all the stuff that Elgato would hook me up with. But that's also on my list of stuff to do today. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to put the sun behind us, and we're going to hit the Super Cruise Overdrive. We're going to go out here for about 10 seconds or so. Welcome, Nicholas Sidelines. Welcome. We're doing well. We are looking for Raxxla. Let us know if you see it. Galaxy Ranger's reputation change. Okay, I think that's far enough. Let's go ahead and turn around, make it easy on ourselves. There we go. Okay, and now we're actually going to scan all these different planets, and including the freaking fleet carriers. We're going to get all... Too damn sensitive. We're going to get all of this taken care of. Because what we're going to do is we're going to scan all this stuff and try to get rid of the chaff, get rid of the noise, and we're going to try to find ourselves a nav beacon, which I'm pretty sure is here, but I feel the easiest way to find that nav beacon in a system that is
6 biological signals detected
that is
on
already
Project 5B.
colonized will be to scan these signals.
5B has an atmosphere. and
Oh,
is
you know what? I wonder if I
already
should have hit the
discovered,
nav beacon
but
first.
it has no first footfall registered.
Damn it. Yeah, I should have done that. 1 second. Navigation. Let's see if it shows up this far out. Source extraction site, listening post. Listening post. What's that about? Spark. Compromised nav beacon. Okay, we're going to fly back to the nav beacon real fast. That'll get rid of some of the signals. You're new? What is Raxxla? Raxxla is very much like Atlantis. It is a fabled place that probably doesn't exist, but also because this is fiction, totally exists. We've already reviewed today. You'll have to go back to the top of the stream, I think, for that explanation, for the evidence. But we've already reviewed today that it's almost certainly in the game, that it is discoverable by players, and it has not been discovered yet. So today we are not looking for Raxxla. What we're doing is we're backing up my mundane theory, which is that Raxxla was a planet placed in by the devs in 2018. I used to think it was 14, but now it's 2018. It was placed in by the devs to be easily discoverable, except that there are 5 No, there are 400 billion stars to search. And the idea is that if you knew where it was, or if you stumble upon it, it will be something that is easy to discover. That is mundane theory. And we're testing mundane theory by first going and seeing what was available at the Dark Wheel. That's not important right now for you being so new, but we've actually kind of made some insight looks into the Dark Wheel. That was kind of interesting about what it might be. And now we're at a system that we know that they updated at the same time that they inserted Raxxla into the game. We know for sure that's a thing they did. So we're here to investigate the system and see what little tweaks they were in the mindset of making in 2018. Because there's no connection between Raxxla and this place, except that they were both created at the same time. I'm scanning the nav beacon right now, so I can eliminate a couple of radio signals. There we go, done. Which will make the scanning I'm trying to do easier.
Frameshift charging.
Braben does not say that. Braben said that he doesn't recall ever saying that. There's no evidence of that. And he says that he will not say anything else other than he didn't say that he can recall. Because of the flowchart, but we're going to come back to that. The flowchart that we're using, I'll at least show it to you. I don't want to look at it right this second. There's a link to it if you scroll up a little bit. But this flowchart has all of the devs and everything that they've said. And they've got... you know what? I don't want to look at it right now. But it said that Raxxla was inserted in the 2018 update. Raxxla was put in. If it's locked down or whatever, we know that the December 11th, 2018 update was when they did it. I'll have to go back to look for the exact evidence of that. But Delphi is where they did it. Hold on. I'm going to go a little bit further out. Get all these guys way close together. My point being right now, let's assume that Raxxla was inserted the same time this system was changed its name to Delphi. That means that they did it with the same protocols. So seeing how they did it here will tell us what to expect from Raxxla in the future. And right now, we're just taking the time to scan in the 14 planets. And then we'll scan in these other signal sources and see what we get. There are way too many fleet carriers here, guys. This is why I don't like fleet carriers. I should be able to cut them out of this altogether. Fleet carriers are like if I had to know where all of your ships were all the time. Okay, 4 more planets to find. Yeah, they'll all be here, so they're probably moons. And I think I just saw what I'm looking for. I will make that the last thing I search for. One more planet. Oh, it's just the asteroid stuff. Really hard to find this asteroid stuff sometimes. There we go.
System scan.
Oh, never mind. It was an icy body. Okay. So we've scanned all of that. We've identified the signal sources by hitting the nav beacon. Okay. here's the part I'm interested in, right here. Notice... Oh, we're not even on the right screen. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. On the bottom of the screen right here, notice where it says 7, it's got an exclamation point on it. That means that there's something, like, really interesting that you should be looking at here. This is exactly what I think. Oh, no. Did I just embarrass myself, or did I already find it? It was over here, I think. It's still there. I think I already discovered it. Is the problem. Dang it. Dang it. It's already been discovered. Darn it. We were looking right at it, too. Where the hell was it? I should have focused on it when I was looking at it. It had the exclamation point on it. Did you guys see it? Oh, now I don't see it. Well, screw that plan, I guess. We'll have to look for it manually, but that's okay. All right, so there was an exclamation point on this. I can't find it because I hit it in a different way, but it should be here. Let's do a search. Let's filter out points of interest and signal sources. Let's start with points of interest. Let's start out signal sources because that's what I believe it is. It's a point of interest that we're looking for. So I6, Sentinel, distress call. Listening post. That's what I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure. I'll explain a little bit more when I have a slightly better idea. Give me 1 second. Signal sources. Non-human signal source. What is a non-human signal source? Are there Thargoids here? We'll have to check that out too, just to check it out. Give me 1 second while I read this, guys. I'll come back and explain what I'm doing. Bring up the local map. Show us where they're going. No. Welcome, Jazzo. Welcome. Welcome, Alden First, by the way. Yeah, sorry, I didn't have the right screen on, guys. I'm sorry about that. You have to rebuy and scan again. Okay, that's not a bad idea. I do want to die, so we are going to go to those. Kai's around. I think he's probably off surfing or eating some kale or something. All right, we're going to head off to listening post. And then we're going to do exactly what he says. We're going to go to the Thargoids just to look around a level 6 Thargoid encampment because I've never actually been there, and we're gonna let them beat them up. Hi, Daddy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes. Okay. Because you can see it's got the exclamation point on it. All right. So, in a system that's empty, which is what we would expect Raxxla to be, there will be on the FSS scanner an exclamation point. And then you go to that exclamation point and there will be something there. Some version of a beacon, which will let you know that you should stop and you should scan this area. I am reading this right now as confirmation that my theory on that part is correct. I don't think I'll find Raxxla, but I think when somebody does, there will be some kind of nav beacon with an exclamation point and the FSS that you can go to. Yes, thank you, Nibbler. By the way, guys, don't forget to click like. Nibbler's right. That does help the channel substantially. I would appreciate it if you guys did so. I headed the wrong place. Listening post. Trying to get my goat again, man. You're not going to get my goat. That should have worked, though. Not sure why it didn't. I don't think I stopped moderators from being able to get the goat. I just stopped them from having get goat powers because it kept shooting up an error, so I just turned it off. You probably haven't gotten past your previous wait time. Okay, Kai, good luck with your back computer. I made some new friends at MomoCon, by the way. Just some local, there's a local streaming club and a local VTuber club and a local robotics club. And I joined their Discords, and I'm going to wait for them to calm down for MomoCon. I'll introduce myself. Oh, by the way, my next stop, where I actually am a real guest, the Sim Gaming Expo, has finally announced me on socials. Again, because I was going to MomoCon, I decided not to make a big deal of it this week. But starting next week, I'm going to use the new graphic that they've created. I'm going to start pushing that out. So I hope to see you guys at the Sim Gaming Expo if you're at all near Chicago. Coming in way too hot. I thought that was a little bit further away than it was. Down a link scanner. This should be working. Oh, I think I already did scan it. I think is what happened. There's an email now. Yeah, listening post signal. Encrypted transmission detected. Matching signals. Approximate signal range. Oh, dang it. I did it again. Sorry, guys. Encrypted signal detected. Matching signals detected. Approximate signal range. Hunting followed me. Open fire. Almost out. Who knows what? At this latitude and longitude. Spinning out. Message scripted. Okay. You guys. If you could, try it again in 5 minutes, and then we'll remove your mod status and see if you can do it. But you guys, this is actually big news for me. Okay, so we've come to Delphi. There's a listening post, which is just basically a nav beacon with a different model. And going and just getting near it sends an email with some more information. That is what they did in 2018, you guys. They put something about Raxxla in somewhere in the galaxy, and they put a listening post in that system. And that listening post will lead you to the planet where Raxxla is. I knew it. Freaking knew it. Knew it. All right. Some of you guys might be doubtful for what I'm saying here, but listen. They added Raxxla in 2018. At the time, this is the system they were using. They renamed this system from... Let's go back to the screen again. Where is it? Final Beacon Poem, Let Me Newsletter, Secret of the Dark Wheel, Miss Jumps, Number Stations. 1 second. We haven't even looked at that today. Book screenshots of Miss Jumps, screenshots. Hold on. Galnet articles. Ooh, we're going to look at those for sure. Dark Wheel. Where did we see the Delphi stuff? Was it up in the developers corner? Why did I come here? Yeah, we're going to ignore that as well. We're going to come back to it, guys. Don't worry. I'll explain to you. Okay. It's in the... So Michael Brooks said, well, it's in the Milky Way, but I can't tell you where it is yet at this stage. It's a journey everyone must travel on their own. So we know that it's real. He would have said it was locked if it was locked, guys. I'm sorry. He mentions the wheel. The wheel is connected in some way. Acid Paint, LaveCon. Where did we find... Where did we find the part where it's talked about Delphi? We're going to fly back to Earth today, too. Okay, yeah, so Raxxla was mentioned in a different book by the same guy. Comes from the book The Alien World, the Complete Illustrated Guide. In each station, there is a letter number sequence that is seen through the spectrogram. Yeah, that was an unrelated thing. That wasn't related to Raxxla. Secrets found to be the two Voyager probes. Now, this one is related. They added a secret. In the patch notes, they specifically said they added a secret in Gamma Point 2. And that was simply the Voyager probes, which are a lot of fun. You think that Delphi is related to Raxxla somehow? Something to do with the... yeah, possibly. Okay. Now, these guys... This is something that I'm actually discrediting. In Elite Dangerous beginning, early game designs, it consistently mentions misjumps and dark systems as a whole section of this game. But I am convinced that they did not use some kind of secret game mechanic. They used the game mechanics they had. So there are no misjumps. If they ever add it, maybe they'll add Raxxla to it, but not right now. PDF of the book, sequel to The Dark Wheel. I didn't know there was one. I'll have to read that. The novel The Dark Wheel. Alex Rider was first tasked to obtain a ship from the Tunisia orbiting graveyard. Well, yeah, we knew about that. Although mentioned 5 times in the game, the Tunisia orbiting graveyard does not exist. Yes, we knew that. That's okay. Where that's a clue for us, a mundane theory, is that the game designers are making references to the Dark Wheel book. So we can use the Dark Wheel book to help us understand what they think Raxxla is and how they would put it in for players to find. You once tried to look for Raxxla using the name as an astronomical coordinate. Very clever. R is right, A is ascension, X is hours, X is minutes, L is seconds, A is planet, and you never got around to try it. Oh, that's not a terrible idea. Because that would fit into how the Dark Wheel would talk about this stuff for sure. Guys, where did we find that freaking talk about Delphi? Oh, yeah, here we go. Screenshot of the patch for the Delphi change. Here we go. Look at that. Okay, rename this to Delphi. Fix connection issues around this sector. Fix typo in LHS 3006 system description. Move 2 moons slightly apart so they no longer intersect. Fix Lucifer's orbital period. Fix the star in the system HD, yada, 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 having too small sun radius. Enclosure 1, Buddhist B and C are a contact binary again. Rename some duplicate systems. Persistent POI is now consistent with different graphic card vendors. Corrected Zanana's position in orbit. Corrected the position of the 3 parts around Earth. Fixed moon. Fixed some class. Somebody asked, how do we know it's in this? I don't know. Raxxla Codex entry was not... this is how we know. This is how we know. The Raxxla Codex entry was not originally in the game. It was added after confirmation of Raxxla in-game by Michael Brooks and David Braben during 3.3 expansion, December 11th, 2018, when added the system name changed from Pleiades to Delphi. Okay. That doesn't mean that these two things are related. It means that they were updated at the same time. Because again, they added the Voyager probes. They're not related to Raxxla. They're just a legitimately brilliant piece of Easter egg in the game. The 2 Voyager probes are where they will be in the 3000s. So when you go there, as they would be today. But based on the current coordinates, they update it every week. It's freaking great. Okay. The earliest recorded mention of Raxxla dates to 2296, below were the uncolonized systems. Now, that's another thing that we're ignoring. You guys had asked about the jump range of the ships. We're going to ignore the fact that Raxxla would have to have been within jump range of the original series in order to be findable by them. We're going to completely ignore that. because these are developers working on a game they have now using the originals as a basis. They're not going to be bound to saying it has to be within like 50 light years of Earth. That's just how it is. So the way this is listing it is that it would have to be no more than 157 light years, because that's as far as they could go and then come back, right? That's as far as they could do it. And so some people are ruling out anything outside of 157 light years. As somebody said, somebody mapped out a 200 light year range. I'm ignoring that because I believe that the developers I believe they did this. I think they opened the developer version of this map right here. I think they zoomed out. I think they chose the system. And then once they did, I think they went in and they added Raxxla to it, along with one of those beacons, letting you know to go to Raxxla to check it out. And then they closed it, and that was it. One of the developers said, hey, this is what I've done. The other developer said, that's a great idea. They added it to the codex. That's what I think they did. And that's why we're here at Delphi now. We're here at Delphi right now. Oh, I didn't even show again with this freaking screen. Maybe I should set it up with a foot press. So when I hold down the button, it shows the screen. And when I let go of the button, it releases it. I need to look into that. That's not a terrible idea. I could do it with this one. Maybe. I'll look into that. So you guys will stop getting the wrong screen all the time. But anyway, this is the galaxy map, and it could be anywhere. I've looked at places like this and like this. Places that are way out there. I still think that's true. But we're hanging out in the bubble today because there are things like Delphi that we can actually look into and see with our own eyes what's going on there. Okay, so back to it. So we're at the listening post still. That's where I think it is, and that's where it would lead us to our next location. But we got to get here first. So what I think we should do next, because I am just darn curious. Second. Turn my filters back on. We want settlements, stations, points of interest, signal sources. Okay. There was non-human signals, remember? Oh, they've timed out, I guess. Let's go check out this distress call, because that would also be part of it. It's a point of interest, meaning it's permanently there. So we're going to go check out this distress call. Oh, 07 Crispy, sorry I didn't say. I hope you're feeling better today. Glad you have a day off.
4,
Welcome.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Then we'll go back and we'll hit the nav beacon again. And we'll see if we can't find one of those non-human signal sources. Yeah. Non-human threat, level 6 is high danger Thargoids. I am aware, and I'm aware that I'm not outfitted to fight the Thargoids in any way. But I don't care if I live or die. So we're going to go there just because I'm curious. I've never been in a system that had that before. I've only dealt with the Thargoids during the Thargoid battle for Sol. It's really the only time I've ever messed around with them. I bought a special ship just for that. But I've never done it. So we're going to go and we're going to get destroyed, which is good anyway, because somebody was mentioning that it might reset my my radio telemetry since I didn't turn any of it in. And then we can go through this entire exercise again. That would actually be a benefit. So I'll learn something new and be able to start over like I want. Perfect. But I understand that there'll be, oh, Crispy's got a zebra. Crispy's is a channel member, and because he's a channel member, he can once a stream get a rope head assigned to him.
You hear that? That's me leaving. Nine. I don't hear anything either.
And that is Gentle Berserker trying to get my goat. Stop trying to get my goat. Both of those things are available to virtual crew when you're a channel member if you want to join. No non-human signal sources in normal space, so maybe it'll be there now. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, it'll be these unidentified signal sources. Distress beacon, impact site. Yeah, see, okay, guys. I am elated. I am so excited today. This is great news. What's happening here in Delphi is what I expect. Wow. Neat. Which scanner do I need? I forget now. A data link scanner. Private data beacon. I know this is all old content, guys, but I haven't seen it before. Must be below us. Still out of range. I think we need to get with them. Oh, yeah. No? Do I have to fly through this freaking ship? What's going on? Maybe I already got close enough to it. This is the early game content, so. Yeah, I had to do it by seconds, so whatever it's set at is good enough. I didn't set it to 15 minutes exactly anyway. What else is there around here? Canister. Honesty pills. Truth serum, huh? Hey, there's a bunch of damaged escape pods. Let's go get them.
Nice try, crew. Nice try, citizen.
Stop trying to get my goat.
Cargo scoop deployed.
There's no getting my goat. We're all friends here. Oh, I don't have any collectors. Not a problem. We can replicate some real quick. I love that this is an option. I never have to worry about remembering my limpets ever again. I love it.
Limpets manufactured.
Programming
Commander.
limpet drone. Programming limpet drone.
No goat zone?
Drone.
Not one of my commands. But what I will do, though, is I will make it... I will try to put that emoji of a goat for you guys to call. That's something I'll try to do now. My limpets are out. The damaged escape pods are what we want. Let's head over there. Oh, good. Looks like that's on their priority list. These guys were obviously hit by Thargoids.
Collector limpet expired.
Oh, I just realized, since I got these guys, I do kind of want to check in with the station first.
Cargo scoop retracted. Collector limpet expired.
Don't make it weird. You just want to be Nibbler's personal friend. You know, that's what I did. I will make it not weird. Going back to Pumpkin Potions, when I found out she was going to be there in person, I was like, don't make it weird. I just want to be best friends with this VTuber. If you make it weird, that's on you.
Comply.
I'm just excited to meet this person. It's fine. That's what you're doing with Nibbler, right? All right.
Frameshift drive.
Let's get out of here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And let's go to the Delphi. I'm sorry, to the Oracle station this time. Because the Oracle of Delphi is kind of fun. I want to go check it out. And then we'll go getting killed by. What's the ship the community likes but you don't? That would be a fleet carrier, sir. The community loves a fleet carrier. I hate them. I would remove them from the game if given the option. Other than that, I am the one that is on the side of OP ships. I like the new OP ships. The Caspian Explorer opens options that were not available before. That makes the stream better. And I like things that make the stream stronger. I just made it weird. No. I just want to kidnap Pumpkin Potion and make her be my best friend. That's not weird. But that little trapdoor opens up, she goes sliding down, and then she's on the ship with me. That's not weird. I'm not making it weird. Well, now I want to try to get my goat Nibbler.
Me? I have permanent residency.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's got permanent residency. Okay. So I want to sell off this stuff we've got and drop off those escape pods. I don't, lore-wise, I don't want to go into danger with escape pods in my cargo hold. That seems extremely rude to me.
Core Dynamics Sierra India Mike. We look forward to receiving your destination, Commander. Please follow docking procedures and enjoy your visit.
Sierra India Mike, following docking procedure and enjoying my visit. Landing pad 29er, Sierra India Mike.
Pad 29, one block at the back, keeping green lights to your right.
Nice looking station for one made by the players. I'm sorry, by the devs. They don't usually use this color scheme.
This is our first visit to this station.
I don't like carriers because they clog up the game. Just today we were trying to do something and they were clogging it up. I don't like carriers because it makes everybody take everything that they have with them, and they should have to pick and choose. I don't like carriers mainly because I can't get rid of them. I wouldn't like other players if every player in the game was always on my radar all the time. They should not appear in the FSS. They should not appear in the local map. Carriers are your business, and I shouldn't have to. I should be able to find them when I'm looking for them, but I shouldn't be forced to look at every character, every fleet carrier anyone's ever had in the game ever. I shouldn't have to look at. Yeah, Recon limpets are to hack hollow ads, which I do all the time. Sorry, I didn't see you asking about that earlier. Oh, you know what? Now is a good time to do. This is the time on Sprockets when we talk to you guys about. 1 second. And back. Okay, so 2 more. Okay, good. We've gotten rid of $20 million. So we should be able to get that number down to a reasonable amount. That's good. All right. We want to go to members. Sorry, I really am working on a better way to do this. See all members. Filter. By current level. Show officers. So I've actually added the thank you moment to my officers. So I will read that now. Thank you, Dirty Steve. Thank you, Crispies. Thank you, Chazzle. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Empress. And thank you, Staple. Thank you guys so much for being on my officer tier here on the YouTube member list. You really do make a huge difference. The reason I could go to MomoCon at all is because I was able to take a day off of doing deliveries because you guys are helping me out. So I really appreciate it. Why do I try to lose money? That would be because I don't want to be a billionaire, and I accidentally became a billionaire when I sold one of my ships. I like to keep it into the $900 million range because it's my power fantasy, and I can pretend that I use my billions to pay my taxes if I want to. I don't think goat is it. I think it's get goat or nibbler is what you want to use. That's not a bad one though. If somebody could add goat to the after action report, I'll add that one. So that's not a bad command. I like it. All right, so we're here at Oracle just to get rid of our escape pods, and we'll do that through our power contact because Nikado came. Oh, I don't have a power contact. Okay. Interesting. But we will offload our occupied escape pods. And our damaged escape pods, which I still believe have people in it that are recoverable. It just takes more effort. Okay, and then we will go to the commodities markets.
The airlock is sealed. There's no getting in. There's no getting out.
That's right, you're stuck here too. All right, we want to sell 2 containers of nerve agents I found on the ground. I'm sure they're fine.
I seem to be having tremendous difficulty with my lifestyle.
And we found 1 gold. And we found a, oops, jadeite. So. Oh, I can sell the unoccupied escape pods on the market. Oh, unoccupied. I didn't even know that was an option. I'm gonna look at that again. So, what was it? Unoccupied escape pods. Oh, I could sell escape pods on the market, which was a plot point in that Dark Wheel book. So that's cool. Well, yeah, you got hyperdicted, man. You've been murdering people left and right. All right, we are gonna head to one of these Thargoid systems, but in order to find one, we're gonna take another peek in at the beacon. Site, crash site, impact sites. Compromise navigational beacon. We're going to go over there again. We're going to read the signal sources again. And then we're going to go check out the Thargoid space and see what happens to us. Man, we know what Imperial labor camps are. No, thank you.
Ship released. You are clear to leave.
My auto gear up isn't working at the moment. Thargoid's attempting to murk you in the passenger hauler, huh? Are you hanging out in Delphi right now? Damaged escape pods are 100% safe for its occupant. Okay. Why do they mark them as different?
Charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Escape pods used to be really important in the game lore because that is how they explain how you get recovered. But because this game has a constant clock, it doesn't make as much sense as it used to. Dang, this game was pretty. I'm just a sucker for a good lens flare. The Thargoids are gonna really hate us because I've got all kinds of Guardian gear on my ship. Now, I on purpose did not sell my exploration data. Oh, I kind of need to, though. Wait, no, I don't. No, it's fine. I didn't discover any new places. Oh, you're actually doing the listening post storyline? You guys notice I skipped that. I went to the listening post and it gave me new information. but I skipped it. I didn't stick with it because that was going to send me down an interesting rabbit hole, but not lead me where I wanted to go. I just believed that Delphi would have one without looking into it any further. I said Delphi is going to have a beacon I can scan, which will lead me further down the road. That's what I believe they did for Raxxla. And I have enough evidence now that you have to start providing reasons why that wouldn't be true. Wow, we're really close to this beacon. And we've scanned it.
Frameshift drive charging.
They will see you because my Kestrel is hotter than 30%.
4, 3,
But I'm also covered in Guardian tech. You know they're not going to like that. Okay. Now let's take a look at our local stuff. Non-human signal source threat 5. There was a threat 6 earlier. See if I can find it. Looks like 5's the best we're going to do. Oh, there we go. Non-human signal source threat 6. Now, this is a suicide mission we're going on, crew. I appreciate your dedication to the cause. I'm actually kind of wanting to check it out because of all of the galactic data we would have gotten when we did all that jumping. I don't know. Well, we'll check it out. We'll see. We'll try to survive. That'll be a good reason to want to get in and then get back out again. How do I launch AI? Oh. Where did it disappeared? Okay. Well, screw it. We'll go to the closest one. It timed out. I didn't expect it to, but it timed out just when we got there. So we got to go to the next one. Yeah, tables up to tables away. And chairs up to the upright position. You can wear your haptic seatbelts if you want to. I guess I want to. All right, seatbelt buckled. I noticed that my heat did manage to drop down to 29%. So maybe I'll survive this after all. What's here? Thargoids. But only a level 3 Thargoid threat this time, so we might be able to survive this. My Kestrel can't face Thargoids because I don't have any Thargoid defense and any Thargoid harmful weapons.
Warning, shield breach attack.
Oh, I'm already attacked. I'm already under attack. Thargoids, man. I thought they were extinct. I thought the war was over. What's with all these Thargoids, man?
Warning, caustic damage detected.
Caustic damage. I'm on fire. I wanted to see a Thargoid. Oh, okay. I've seen a Thargoid. I've seen him. I'm ready to go. We're getting out of here.
Charging. 4, 3, 2,
Well, we survived the Thargoid encounter. Now that I know they're here. Oh, man. Okay. I was under the impression the Thargoids were hard to find. I really was. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I didn't have anything assigned for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do Thargoid hunting. How about that? Tomorrow we're going to come back here to Delphi with our ship outfitted for Thargoid battle, and we're going to fight these guys. That's what we're going to do, because there's no way. Oh, I'm still dying. I've got caustic damage. My hull integrity is still going down. But yeah, we're going to come back here to Delphi tomorrow, and we're going to fight some of these Thargoid guys. Yeah, we'll check out every level. We'll go level 2 up to that level 6, and see if we can't survive. We might not be able to. Oh, I'm just going to land on fire. It's going to be fine. Donner's Arc will fix me up. I'm at 77%. That's plenty of hull integrity. Oh, man. Guys, the stream where I flew all the way to Beagle Point with 1% health, that stream I accidentally deleted. I can't make any shorts out of it. That's such a disappointment. I could go back and edit it, but I've got other things that would take me too long. Overheat your ship to burn the caustic off. That's cool. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Let's burn the caustic off. Oh, wait, I can't. My ship is too sophisticated. I'm serious. I can't overheat that way unless I go back to the sun. And we're not going to do that. We're at the station. They'll scrub the caustic off for us.
Taking damage.
Delphi zone entered. It's great to see you again, Commander.
Core dynamics, Sierra India.
Oh, go to silent running.
To this independent station, Commander. Please fly safely during arrival and departure.
Is located at 1.
Access granted. Cleared for landing on docking bay 27.
Hull integrity now at 59%.
My ship was small, but now it's medium. There. Landing pad 27. 27. There it is. And
Landing gear deployed.
woo, back up. What is going on?
Landing gear retracted.
Really don't have the hull integrity for these kind of problems right now. Now would be a good time to forget the difference between my left and my right. I'm such a good pilot. And like a glove.
Caustic substance neutralized.
Done. They've sprayed me down already.
Contact. Commence system.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Everything seems fine to me. And you guys were worried. Chemistry Rise, why would heat burn acid in the void? Actually, I think we could probably come up with a reason for that. There's got to be chemicals that work in outer space that don't require oxygen in order to get energetic. All right, let's get to these universal cryptographies. This is why I decided not to die. Yeah, this game does weird things with heat. You can go to the corona of a star, but you can overheat on a planet.
Incoming message.
These guys will be happy with me because I sold some fairly rare cryptographies just now. Yeah, alien technology. But no, actually, I think we probably could create a substance that would stick to the side of the space shuttle and burn a hole in it. Pretty sure we could do that. Oh, we're making more money. No. The reason this is important to me, though, is that the game won't count the places we've discovered as discovered unless we turn our maps in. Thargoids create lightning in space. You could do lightning in space. Dang, man, we had a lot more planets on our journey than I thought. Once these are sold, we're going to go back out to those Thargoids, and we're going to die for real this time. The acid is on your ship. The radiative heat from the star makes it boil off. We don't even need to stretch science. That's true. I wasn't talking about those two things. I was talking about when we did the station rescues. There was a real danger of overheating in the station, which is a fine game mechanic. No notes on that. But why is it I can get up to the Coronova star and be fine, but can't land on a station that has a couple of fires on it? Fire shouldn't be a problem the outside of my ship. We decided that what's actually happening is that they're venting one of the gases, something like methane, and the methane is sticking to the radiators, and that's why we're overheating. So that's the lore we made up for it, and we can make up lore for the Thargoids too. I don't know, man. I think I can make a goopy substance if I threw it on the space shuttle. It would burn a hole in it. Still think so. Yeah, I still have the cryptography data from the DW3 run. That's what we're selling off right now, and that's why I chickened out and I came back. Once we've done this, though, there's no reason. Congratulations, you've earned the following accolades. Oh, good. We've discovered that was important. We dropped off a system no one else had discovered before. It's important in the game that it gets that data. So I should have sold it off last week, like you were saying. I forgot. Nathaniel Todd. That sounds like somebody in the chat. You're a new commander. Can I explain what Raxxla is? Raxxla is in-game a kind of outer space Atlantis. It's rumored to exist. The chances that it actually exists are quite high. We believe, here on the Simstarr, we are using mundane theory, where we believe that they have created a place called Raxxla in the game that no one has discovered yet. And today, the reason that we're calling it Raxxla Research is we're going to stations, we're going to places that we know exist that have a setup similar to what Raxxla works on. And I wanted to go check them out and prove a couple of theories, and I did. I believe that when we find Raxxla, which I believe is going to be out in the out somewhere, outside the bubble. When we find Raxxla, we're going to find a beacon that will let us know we found it. And I do believe I verified that today. Nothing to do with Raxxla, but the way that the developers were thinking in 2018 when they added it in. Yeah, it's a relic from the first game, hidden in lore. Some believe it to be a portal to somewhere or a planet phasing through reality. Stuff like that. It could just be a pirate horde. It could be anything. I believe that they've named the thing called Raxxla, and they haven't decided what it is yet. And they're going to tie it into whatever CG is happening at the time. That is my personal belief. It's called mundane theory, that they just use the tools they had to have a little bit of fun. We do know that they've added it to the codex. We do have some external talks from them, and there is good reason for people to think that it was locked behind a paywall. Locked behind a permit that no one can have. I don't believe that's the case. Do you believe that Raxxla's a planet? Do you think it's landable? I think that Raxxla is a planet. It's probably a moon, a planet-sized moon. If it's landable or not, yes, I think Raxxla is landable. I do. I think that on Raxxla is some kind of ruins, Guardian or Thargoid, because it was put in during the Horizons time. So it's something that you can do with an SRV. That's what I think. Yes, thank you, Nibbler. Don't forget to click like, you guys. You've been hanging out with me this whole time. It really has helped. Raxxla helps boost my stats. Oh, funny story on that. I got a 15-minute conversation with somebody at YouTube, and they took a look at my stuff, and they're like, well, you should find out your highest ranked stuff. You should find out what you're doing and do more of that. And I told her, I said, okay, that's Raxxla, kind of space Atlantis. And I can't go looking for Raxxla every stream. I can't do it every stream. But every time I put Raxxla in the stream, you guys come. So I am incentivized to do that. But this is a legitimate research. You gonna try to get my goat? You can't get my goat. You're not a member of the team.
Is this really necessary?
I'm in the boat that it's on a planet somewhere. 100%. Yep. We will actually review because we've now sold off all of our stuff. We're gonna get out of here. So it's barely impossible to find. I like the way you're saying that, yeah.
Ship released. Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
It is pretty funny to have Nibbler yell at you guys. I think that my mundane theory has merit. I think I can ignore most of the lore. I don't think I have to do any fancy math. I think you guys are right to do it. And I think the people that think it's behind the paywall are right to say it, but I'm not down with that. I think it's just a planet. It's just a planet that's a little bit hard to find. Hilarious. There we go. I thought I had lost the mic due to software problems, but yeah, I hit the ground so hard that I disconnected the microphone from the back of the system. That was the only problem there. Give me 1 second. Okay, system down. Yeah, I'm so glad that the system was still running. Okay, guys, so obviously that's going to razzle me pretty hard when things like that happen. I don't have full system shutdowns often, but it seems that I pushed something in the right direction, caused a power surge, it caused my main system to shut down, and when it did, it just brought me down into full boom. I don't need it. That's only for... Oh, yeah, you see my shirt today, by the way? The seatbelt's only for show. It doesn't actually keep me safe. All right, so what ended up happening was that for whatever reason, the main computer shut down. And when that happened, it stopped sending instructions to the system. And then I basically made a crash landing. As you can see, when that happens, it does slam down, which can be scary, but it's not dangerous unless you're directly under the machine. And luckily, nobody or nothing was. But it does put me out of sorts. That is for sure. There we go. I've got to turn it back on my system. Disconnecting that made it get a little confused. That would be this one. There we go. Now it should sound a little better. But yeah, when I hit the ground, it actually unplugged the back of the microphone. All right. Unexpected firmware update. Yeah, see, Raxxla was trying to get me. Surely Raxxla would be ineligible for colonization. Would that help narrow the scope? No, because colonization was not a thing when they put Raxxla in. So it would have no effect on where Raxxla was. They didn't know. I do believe it's landable, but that doesn't mean that it is. Yeah, we're gonna blame the dark wheel for this one, guys. All right. We are almost back up. Got to beat up Edie.
Starting the ED Copilot main process, please stand by. The ED Copilot process is starting.
You know, recently I made a short about how if something goes wrong with the main computer, I fall out of the sky. And I had a bunch of people who were trying to be helpful. They were like, oh, you should do this or you should do that. And I was like, oh, you guys are trying to solve a problem, but there isn't one. That kind of emergency stop is the final failsafe.
Virtual Copilot
So there
service is
are
loading. I
several
will be
several
ready to
good
assist you
failsafes
shortly.
in this
Commander.
system.
Commander, I have
gotta wait for her to
updates
stop
available.
talking.
I will download them now.
Oh, wait, just that. There are several good fail safes available, and normally it gently comes up and down. But if it loses power or it loses all of its data and it has to make an emergency stop, it simply drops out of the sky. And again, it could be a little jarring, but it isn't dangerous for me or the machine. So it is not broken, and I do not need an auto brake in order to protect myself or my equipment. It's okay. Oh, and that's where you're saying you should have a system that prevents a Simstarr from slamming down. I should not have such a thing. That would be an extra complication for no reason. That would be a bad idea to have. Yeah, it was from a couple of days ago. It's from me saying that one of the reasons I have a separate streaming computer is that I need the main computer to focus only on the game, because when it crashes, I fall out of the sky, is what I said. And then I used a shot of me falling out of the sky. And there was a bunch of people that were trying to be helpful. Like he was saying, oh, you should do this, you should do that. No, 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 no. If the system crashes, I fall out of the sky. So don't let the system crash. I'm not sure why it did this time. I'm having some irregular power errors recently. But you remember I said there was a 60% chance that my tertiary computer would fail? Well, no, it didn't. It won over the odds on that case, because this worked and the streaming computer worked without any problems at all. I don't think I lost anything on that end of stuff, so that's good. Yeah, hydraulic dampeners. I know what you mean, but these aren't hydraulic. These are not hydraulic pistons, so there's no hydraulic dampener that would work. No braking system would be convenient either. Any braking system I use would stop the motion of the system. We don't want that either. Okay. I'm now booting up the sim tools. That's what grabs the information from Elite Dangerous and sends it down to the Thanos AMC, which may or may not have also crashed just now. I'm not sure. I'll investigate. In fact, that might have been the problem now that I think about it. Remember I had to make some changes to get the system online today. Maybe something mechanically fell down and disconnected. We'll know in a minute if that's the case. Those are still up. That's good. Can't believe how many viewers I've lost after having an exciting crash. Thought you guys liked it when I suffered. Keep doing what I'm doing. That's good. You know, in the recent short, I mentioned that there have been people in my life that say, "Hey, can you not be you?" That was actually quite literal. It was somebody who was displeased with a choice I was making, and I was standing by the choice. And they went all in. They were really, really mean, calling me names, yelling at me, telling me I wasn't a man, that kind of thing. I'm only telling you that for this reason. Their list of things they wanted me to be better about was so long and so specific that I had to look him in the eye and say, what you're telling me is that you want somebody else but me here right now. You're telling me to stop being me, and you literally want to replace me with a completely different person. No. Sorry about that, but no. I can't do that even if I wanted to. Or actually, I could do that, but I would still have the problem of me still being me. So even if I replaced me with somebody else, I would still have to deal with all the shit you're talking about.
Commander.
These are unchangeable aspects of me that you want me to deal with, which I thought was pretty funny. You're trying to get my goat now? Dang, Jeeves. All right, let's see if we're connected. Whoa. Hold on. Oh. You guys see that? You guys see that? One of my motors is off. This could be a serious problem. I had an engine failure. Yeah, it's blinking an error. Hold on. Okay, now it's ready. I've done a hard restart on the other side.
This is an enemy stronghold system, Commander.
Well, if you guys like excitement, there's a chance that this motor is broken. Like, broken.
This is an independent star system, Commander. Request docking permission prior to touching down.
Cross your fingers. Still down. That one doesn't work. Hold on. Blinking the error again. Okay. I think this got in the seat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Okay. Ooh, I really hit the ground hard. Well, shit. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Okay, so what has happened is as I was flying around doing my goofy thing, that motor had some kind of failure and went into failure mode and dropped out. And when it did, it surged the whole system, forcing it to reboot. I didn't realize that until just now. So I do not have a motor in my... I don't have... my simulator cannot simulate at this moment. Which is very stressful for me, but not terrible, because I can probably fix it. I can't fix it on the stream, and I'm not going to try to fix it on the stream. But that is what's going on right now, you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue on without the simulator. And I am going to set course for Yama. And we're going to head over and we're going to go to Yama real quick.
Setting course for Yama. We will reach our destination in 16 jumps.
16 jumps isn't too terrible. And we're going to go home without the simulator. And then once we've gotten home, I will probably wrap up a little bit early so I can start working on this. Yeah, Project Star. Yeah, it's no longer the Simstarr.
Jumping to iodine sector.
Yeah, it's the caustic. It's the caustic chemicals from the Thargoids. That's what happened.
The star coming up is
You would think that would be a good stream to do, but I've not been happy or comfortable doing any of the BTS stuff with you guys. I'm sorry about that.
We have 15 jumps left to go.
And it really does feel weird not to have my simulator going.
System scan complete.
Everything else appears to be working okay, though. Well, I'm glad that your AI is working good, Kai.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right now, I'm feeling some stress, but that's all right. It's the dark wheel. I was getting too close to Raxxla, so they're shutting me down now. Let's go this one.
Our next star is scoopable, but the subsequent star in our route is not.
You can't get me. I have skis and you don't.
Yeah. Thanks, Nibbler. That's one I did myself.
Fuel scooping.
Did 100% watch that, Valid Void? Well, I've done it a few times, and it's gone okay. I don't know, 10, 11 years old.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
How old is the motor? He was asking. He's about 10 or 11 years old.
Drive charging.
It's gone okay, but I would rather be able to get into comfortable clothes and turn the music on and not be time restricted. The desire to entertain you while I did this is too high. I will probably have to take,
Jumping to iron, start reaching.
unless I find a connection issue, which I might, I will have to take that entire pylon off. Doing that, I don't want to do on camera. I'll film it, but I won't do it on camera. I'll make a video about it. Oh, I forgot. I gotta make sure I scoop. The ship isn't very good at it. But you know what? On the upside, we actually did manage to do what I wanted to do, which was to. Oh wait, I'm not scooping anything. This is not. Oh, that's not a scoopable star. It's scoopable rock.
Frameshift drive
Yeah,
charging.
not a scoopable star. What happened to your baby? Did the motor burn out or did the wire get dislodged? Well, it's possible that a motor burned out. It's possible a wire got dislodged. I believe the power surge was a result of the thing freaking out. Will a reset work? Are we talking replacement time? It's too early to say, my man. It could be I need to replace something. It could be that I can reboot it.
5 stars in our route.
But I'll start working on it right away.
We have 12 jumps left to go.
System scan complete.
I'm really looking forward to tomorrow too. I hope I can get it running by tomorrow, because I want to go that Thargoid hunting. That would be fun. But I knew I was pushing the system too hard when I did the Distant Worlds run. I knew there was. I could feel there was something wrong, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
Jumping to 082.
Okay, so I got contacted by Elgato, which was super nice of them. And they was like, hey, no strings attached. We like what you're doing. Would you like some equipment to make your stream better? And I was like, yeah, I do. And they sent me over quite a few things that are pretty helpful. One of them is the Elgato prompter, which lets me monitor the chat. It lets me read and look directly at the camera when I'm reading the chat. That's super nice of them. Behind that is the Elgato Facecam Mark II, which is the HD version. I chose that over the 4K specifically for bandwidth reasons, and I'm glad I did that. It's a really, really good camera. Took a little bit of tweaking, but now the colors are really good. They also gave me a new Stream Deck. I was using a Stream Deck already, but they gave me a new Stream Deck that has the new mechanical buttons on it, so it's a lot easier to navigate through.
Now at 9.1%.
All of this has made my stream a lot better, so I want to thank Elgato for doing that. This is not a paid advertisement. We made no contract deal. They saw that I needed new equipment, and they sent me some. So thank you to them for that. The other thing they sent me, was the big one, the Elgato the Elgato Wave 3 Mark 1 is the version I have. This microphone is why I don't sound like I'm in why I sound like I'm not in a Crackers can anymore. So yeah, they heard me and they said, you know what? Let me send you a couple of things that'll help you out. Yeah, the prompter's still my fave too. I need to redo the way that it's hanging right now. This is the Mark II of my own design. Oh, hold on. Still have a problem. One sec. Sometimes the system doesn't want to play fair. Still no. Try. Chase. It's not going to the chase cam for some reason. Well, I wanted to show you something, but it's not letting me. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I had to make my own mount for the prompter, and I'm still working on it. This is the Mark II of that. I'm gonna probably go back and make a Mark III soon. That's a little bit more stable, but that's why it shakes a little bit.
Loyal, as do I.
Thank you, Chazzle. Thanks for trying to get my goat right now. But anyway, this I've mounted the prompter on my own rig because we move around so much, but it's working out pretty good so far. Sponsored by Boeing. It's probably more like the people that provide the simulator stuff to Boeing. Okay, how many jumps do we have left? We have 10 jumps left, so we better recharge. Let me check my notes and see what else there was for us to talk about today. For some reason I closed that screen. Oh, there we go. The MomoCon visit, I did want to bring up Elgato just like I did. I mentioned the Bay Shakers as well. The Sim Gaming Expo. So yeah, I got everything mentioned today that I want to mention, but we're still refueling, so we might as well look again. The Sim Gaming Expo. I'm going to be there at the end of the summer. I hope to see you guys there. MomoCon, I do plan to submit to be a guest next year because they have an entire streaming track. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to be willing to work with me. It's a small combat ship. It's not meant to have a fuel scoop, yet it does. What are we doing today, Jazzle? We were verifying some ideas about Raxxla, and I do believe I verified some ideas about Raxxla. My mundane theory is really solid. I didn't say anything to go against it. We had a mechanical problem. I actually crashed. One of my motors may be permanently broken. That is a real possibility. So we're limping back to Acres Hub without motion so that I can dock and I can start working on it. So we're going to end the stream a little bit early today once we get there.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alan, you missed it. I did my officer shout out earlier. You got your shout out when you weren't here. I believe that's true about Chazzle as well.
Heading to HIP 20850.
We've got 10 more jumps. That's a lot of jumps.
We have 9 jumps left to go.
Fuel scooping.
You just made a cutter and exploration ship? That's cool. Yeah, I was using my fighter because it's more maneuverable, a little bit smaller. It was good with this Raxxla research we were doing. The downside is that it's got more jumps, but that actually works out because we spent a lot of time on the ground today. In fact, let's spend a little bit more time as we fly around. Unconfirmed lore states that each person who knew where Raxxla was went out in search of it and the black for many years. When they returned to civilization, they just knew.
This one's
Okay.
scoopable, as is the subsequent star, so only scoop here if you feel the need.
All right, I'm switching to this like there's action.
Fuel scoop.
Oh yeah, let me turn this
System
off.
scan complete.
There we go. Give these motors a rest. In fact, let's stop here and get a little bit more fuel. Now that I think about it, let me hit the emergency off. That cuts the power. That cuts the power to the motors entirely. There we go. If it's a heating issue, that'll let it cool off, right? You haven't decided what to do with your Kestrel yet? Well, I liked making it a little fighter guy. It's pretty cool in that regard. Tomorrow, assuming I get everything running, well, actually, I guess even if I don't, tomorrow we'll take out the Panther Mark II with all of its Thargoid add-ons, and we're going to go back to Delphi and poke the Thargoids a little bit, because I didn't realize that was a thing I could do so easily.
Our next star is scoopable, but the subsequent star in our route...
7 jumps to your home system? Yeah, mine was 16 today. Looking around on this flowchart still. See if there's anything else worth talking about. I don't think so. Like there are some talks from the devs, but all the devs do is avoid Raxxla. What I mean by that is that they're like, oh no, we're not talking about that. You're not getting that from us. So none of the clips are worth showing to you guys, but they are worth watching. So I recommend you go through this flowchart and you take a look and go down a bit of a Raxxla hole yourself. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see if we've read everything from this dark wheel.
Frameshift drive charging.
Final beacon poem was actually really interesting. The elite newsletter, station building blocks, okay. The original novella, The Dark Wheel. PDF of the book.
4, 3,
Over the graveyard.
We're jumping to try.
Now, I brushed over this, but just so you guys are aware, there's misjumps in dark systems. There was an ability to misjump on in the game. That's what they were designing, but they never actually implemented it. So I'm skipping that because it is just not a game mechanic this game
We have
has.
6 jumps left to go. There is a potential for
The 2 Voyager probes.
composites in this system. Come
Each
on.
station, there's a letter. Yeah, we could skip that as well, actually, because that leads to something else. But there are stations that send out data that you can turn into visuals. And yeah, that's the book, which again, we're not using other than we know that it influenced the dev. And it doesn't matter how it influenced the dev, as long as we know that they chose a planet. So the thing we want to decide, the thing we want to research next, is where... The thing we next want to research is how did these books inspire the dev that specifically put it in the book? Is it in the bubble, or is it out of the bubble, or is it just outside the bubble? These are very good questions which we need to investigate a little bit further. But I am convinced now that my search criteria is correct. I am convinced that if we find Raxxla, we will find some form of a beacon that will say, hey, come scan me. We do so, it'll tell us which planet to go to. We do that, and we will find something called Raxxla. I am convinced that's the case right now. Anything else, where it is, how to narrow it down, I don't have anything for us.
Prepare yourselves for a spectacular cruise. Our friendly staff are on hand to highlight today's celestial attractions.
4, 3,
Jump initiated. Heading to Antarctica.
So lucky for me, if I do have a motor burned out, I can fairly easily replace that motor. I do have 4 of these kinds of motors. and at least one that I know works because I've seen it work. It's the yaw for the other system. So it's easy to get to. I can pull it out and I can replace it. I don't know exactly how to replace it, but I can figure it out. And yeah, I'll film all that when I do that. I'll also have to review this footage today.
4, 3, 2.
We're jumping to China. Warning, fuel levels now at 11.7%.
You're surprised I didn't get hyperdicted while you did 3 times? Yeah, I only got hyperdicted that one time.
3 stars in our route.
Didn't you go off, like, killing a bunch of people, though?
Jumps from Yarra.
Fuel scooping.
Man, it can be really disorienting not to get this feedback from the ship. Oh, wait. I need more fuel than that. 1 second. 3 jumps to go. Tempted to swing by and buy some gas real quick. By the time I did. That's fine. We got enough fuel to make the next jump. Every star is scoopable, so we'll just go do that.
Frameshift drive charging.
You remember when Hyperdictions first came out? The first time I remember Hyperdictions was during that Thargoid War. I spent a lot of time out in the black, so I missed it most of the time. Oh, wait, no, I did. I got hyperdicted a couple of times in the system and got destroyed. That's why I stopped playing it open, because those guys are jerks.
Fuel scooping.
A little bit closer. We could do a max of 75 tons a second, so we want to do that. And we want to do that until that gauge on the bottom right turns blue, and then a little bit more. There we go. I can make that jump, but then I'd be completely out of fuel, so we're going to wait a few seconds. I should check out your dolphins build. I don't really like dolphins, though. I think they're kind of goofy looking. But yes, I will check out your dolphins build. All right, that's enough, because we can scoop at the next star as well. Oh, 7 Wernico, 7, welcome, welcome.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
We're limping home with one of my servos out. We're headed back to Yama. Assuming I can get it working tomorrow, we'll go to back to Delphi to do some Thargoid hunting tomorrow.
We're jumping to processing.
Man, it's hot here. I'm all stressed now, wondering what's wrong with my system. It's the afternoon in the south, so the temperature in here is rising. I'm actually visibly sweaty.
We're now 1 jump from Yama.
Oh, speaking about being sweaty, I kind of fell off the bus for the gym. In that I didn't go to the gym, but I did get a lot of exercise. Walking to Momocon, I had to walk like 6 miles, like Saturday. But yeah, because I was sick and I was trying to recover, I spent most of my time resting. Gabby wouldn't let me go because she said since I was having breathing trouble that it would make it worse. So she made me stay home all week. But today I'm back on the wagon. I'll go do some deliveries and then swing by the gym again and start the whole process over. So hopefully this will be an easy fix down here.
Commander, we have arrived at the requested location.
It is entirely possible that it did overheat. Like maybe I've got one of the fans blocked. It's entirely possible that it's a connection issue, and that I've shaken something loose and I've got to reconnect it. It's possible that I've blown out the the piston and the motor's fine, or finally the motor itself is burned out. Any of those I can fix. It won't be too difficult to do. High of 88 down where you are. You just finished raining, so it's going to get a little muggy, yeah. I believe it's 77 here, but I am wearing a jacket. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me, even though I don't have my main gimmick going. It means a lot. And I hope you guys can join me tomorrow for another stream. I know today was a holiday weekend, and I was looking for Raxxla, so numbers were higher. But man, am I happy with my Raxxla research. I'm very pleased with what we discovered. I think I'm on the right track. It won't actually help me find it, but I think if we did find it, we would know it when we saw it. And that's the thing I confirmed today, so that was pretty great. I've got an acid and like an electric cannon on this machine. So one burns through shields, one burns through hull, and I shoot you with both of them at the same time. I also have some missiles, because I like missiles. I think they're fun. Oh, that's okay. I've got more than one motor. But I have not found that to be true personally. If one burns out, the others are likely not far behind. Nah, not really. Not my experience. I doubt the motor itself burned out, though. I doubt that's true. I think the ball joint is more likely to have burned out because it was making popping sounds for a while. So the ball bearings aren't moving properly. And if that happens, the motor can't lift it. If that happens, it shuts down.
Commander,
that's what
you
I
will
think
find
happened.
landing pad 12.
And that means I got to replace the pylon and keep the motor. But I have another pylon, so it's not a problem.
Landing gear deployed.
There is a manufactured materials trader here.
Contact. Notifying ground crew.
$1 million. Only 2 million? Man. I could have burned a fuse. As far as I know, there's not a fuse between the motor. And if I'd done that, I would have expected all four to shut down. Okay. There we go. Paid. Done. And we are, unfortunately, a little bit done a little bit early today, but that's all right. I want to thank you guys for joining me once again. It sucked to have that week off. I missed you guys, and I'm glad you guys stuck around. Gabby cleaned my hat after we went to MumbleCon. It had gotten a little bit threadbare, and she went and she cleaned it up pretty good. I think you can actually tell. I have to resculpt it, but I think it's sculpted right now pretty good. Let's see. Is there anybody we can hand over to?